Hello? Hi. How are we doing? Hello, Cozy, Evan, Marilyn. Hello, hello, Forrest. Yes, we are curly today. It's their fresh curls. I just did them this morning. So we're very curly. And then I'll sleep on them tonight. And then they'll be less curly. Delaney! I was just hanging out with Delaney like 20 minutes ago, guys. Hi, Ollie. Turn this music down. You got your hair permed? Nice. Yeah, I did some editing today, and then I was hanging out with Delaney at the Kava bar. They had a little event today with like little markets and stuff, and we hung out for a little bit. I played a little bit of Tomodachi Life yesterday, and today. I didn't do anything crazy. I made my besties, Delaney and Riley. And then today I was just doing some like redecorating on the town. I was trying to make it actually look cute. And if we have time, maybe I'll play tonight, but probably not. But I will be playing tomorrow. I will be playing tomorrow. We are, by the way, not multi-streaming today. It is a Twitch exclusive stream. So you're either on here on Twitch or you're not. You know what I mean? We're also about to hit 1,100 followers on Twitch. We're at 1,097. Maybe we'll hit it today. We'll see. Yeah, we're just on Twitch today. Just on Twitch. But yeah, I want to finish my junimos today. We did these last Saturday. I made these ones. I really think I'm going to redo the green one today. Because he's very small and very firm because I used a smaller hook, and these ones are bigger and squishier. So I'm gonna remake the green one. I have to make a green one, a yellow one, and an orange one. And then we've got their arms, their appendages. I'm gonna have to make 5 more of these because I'm remaking. Well, yeah, because I'm gonna have to make 5 more of these. Whoa, I dropped one. Also, I'm pretty sure when I ship these, I think I'm gonna put them in the Animal Crossing blind boxes that I did because they're like a really good size to fit them in. I feel like I struggle to find good box sizes for these guys, and these are like perfect. So we're reusing boxes. So when you guys get Animal Crossing blind boxes and then there's a Junimo inside, don't be surprised. Because I have so many of those. One thing about me, I will be recycling a box. You could use those bubble wrap envelopes, yeah. Surprise, it's a Junimo. Surprise. But there is a new Reddit stories out today. It is Saturday. A new Reddit stories drops on Smosh every Saturday. I have tater tots and a matcha. And I'm ready. Ready to freaking go. Tater tots, bro. Tater tots. You remember Tater Tot Farm? Rest in peace to Tater Tot Farm. You had hash browns for brunch? Let's go. Rest in peace, Tater Tot Farm. Can't get a roast, leave. Look, thank you. Thank you. I feel like something about my stream makes me look extra slay, which I'm not complaining. Oh, they're free tater tots. Let's go. Sloppy Joes for dinner. Wash it down with a strawberry blizzard for dessert. That sounds so yummy. I can't remember the last time I had a Sloppy Joe, man. Sloppy Joe, man. Giving Joe some sloppy. I'm sorry. Lasagna. Yum. Dairy Queen? Guys, Dairy Queen chicken tenders are a godsend. They're so good with some honey mustard. That shit is fire. That shit is fire. Let me get all my supplies next to me. So let's work on the green one again. Throw this shit away. I gotta pull up my junimos steps. All right. Move my camera up a bit. Had a coupon for DQ. Buy one, get one for 99 cents. Ooh. Hell yeah. I actually have... I think I have Culver's coupons. I think my mom put them in my room. I don't know where they went, but I have Culver stuff. It's like one of them was like, get $1 off. And I'm like, really? $1? That's all you could do? $1? But there was another one that was like a free ice cream or something with a meal. I'm gonna open up the Reddit stories. Reddit stories. So, okay. Culver's coupons suck unless it's BOGO, yeah. Panera also does that shit. Like, I have the Panera rewards. And every time I get a reward, it's like, get $1 off on your next meal. And I'm like, okay. I guess. Hornist, hello.
Welcome to Smosh Reads Reddit.
Welcome in. Welcome in. We're not on my Switch yet. Doesn't pay for tax for real. Window capture, Reddit stories. Shane. There he is. I think Damien's on this episode, and who else? Arasha! Let's freaking go. Damien and Arasha today. This one is, am I the only one? I know I'm not. Oh, an ad break is about to start? I'll wait for the ad break to be over before I get into it. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I'm chilling. I started a little bit later than I intended to today, but that's fine. We're here. We're here. And we're queer. And that's all that matters. Right? Right. I posted a TikTok today and an Instagram reel and a YouTube short. It was the same video of Smisky and Vanilla falling in love. And Vanilla falling in love with me. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Drop a like or something. I don't know. You've been playing Loftia? How are you liking it? I haven't played again since the first time I played because I honestly, the motion sickness was rough from that game. A little bummed because I want to try doing a cover of a really old song with singing in a totally different style. I'm just not feeling it today. I feel that for sure. Sometimes you really want to well, if you're a singer, you really want to sing a song and post it, but your voice is just not it, and that shit is so annoying. I watched another streamer and someone in chat gave a suggestion for the camera. Oh, I think I can try to put the put the camera sync down to 0.1. Yeah, I think I need to try messing with the settings a little more. I put a suggestion in the Loftia. They have like a creator Discord that I'm in, and I put a suggestion for motion sickness. I would love to have the option to, it's kind of like when I played web fishing. The reason why web fishing didn't make me sick was because to move the camera you had to hold down a button and then you could turn the camera. And so like I feel like being able to like have a button to hold down, like a right click or something, and then move the camera just so I could make like sharper turns, I think that would be very helpful. Cause it's when I don't have like a button to hold down and the camera is just always moving, like whenever I move my mouse, like that's what fucks me up. You have the motion sickness too. That shit is so annoying. Why am I allergic to moving? Like, I feel like we should have evolved past that by now as a society, as a species. All right. So, let me make sure I got my Junimo steps up here. Junimo steps. I only get motion sickness in cars if and only if I dare to look at my phone for more than 3 seconds. Me too. Except I also get it everywhere else. I don't get motion sickness, but I have visual looming syndrome of varying intensity. It makes video games hard to look at sometimes. What is that? Look it up. Visual looming syndrome? A condition causing acute physical pain, pressure, or discomfort in the eyes/forehead when viewing or imagining sharp objects. Interesting. If I look at something sharp or sharp edge, it gives me extreme discomfort? I've never heard of that. Interesting. Your brain sees movement in your eyes, but registers your body isn't moving on its own, and your brain can't reconcile the disconnect. Yeah. I heard a theory that it's like something about being like poisoned or something. Hold on. Motion sickness poison theory. The poison theory of motion sickness, proposed by Dr. Michael Traceman in 1977, suggests that motion sickness is an evolutionary defense mechanism. When the brain receives conflicting signals, such as the inner ear sensing movement while eyes see stillness, it interprets this conflict as a sign of neurotoxin ingestion or hallucination, inducing vomiting to expel the suspected poison. I swear I'm not poisoned. I swear I'm not poisoned. All right, y'all. We gotta get crack-a-lackin' on these junimos. Are you guys ready to lock in on some Reddit stories? This one is hour 17 minutes. We gotta lock in. It's time. Let me get a tater tot down. There we go. I might need to make myself smaller. We'll see.
Hello and welcome to Smosh Reads Reddit
That was a little loud.
Stories. I'm Shane, and today's theme is unpopular opinions. And I'm joined by two of my friends who have extremely unpopular opinions about pretty much.
Yeah, the only thing that helps me for motion sickness after I get it is I just need to wait it out and like go get some fresh air. That's the only thing that gets rid of it, is just time and fresh air for me. All right, y'all. Here we go.
Hello and welcome to Smosh Reads Reddit Stories. I'm Shane, and
Hi,
today's
Shane.
theme is unpopular opinions.
Oh.
And I'm joined by two of my friends who have extremely unpopular opinions about pretty much everything. They're gonna share some right now. Damien and Arasha.
Okay, okay, I got one.
I feel like I have so many just like ready to go always, and now I'm on the spot, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
no,
all I can think of is
rude.
just so popular.
Dude, whenever I get put on the spot with something, like anything, like what's your favorite movie? What's a hot take? What's a fun fact? I forget everything. My brain goes blank. every single time, and it's really annoying. Yeah, quick, say something funny. Like, I forget every word in the English language.
Crazy.
Everything I think is just really popular.
Yeah.
Well, I have ones. I just don't know if like it's okay to say them.
That's
Ooh.
Arasha
Okay, you know what?
canceled?
Let's try it.
All right.
okay. We just cut it.
Yeah,
Just
you can
cuts
cut
to,
it.
like, and our first story.
And I'm sorry.
You and I
Okay.
are like noticeably disheveled and uncomfortable after the cut.
Okay, hear me out though.
Okay, let's start.
I think if you're over the age of like 60, you have to retest for your driver's license.
I
Yeah,
agree.
that's not.
That's not a hot take. Yes, that needs to be a thing. 100%.
That's a popular opinion, I think.
Okay, well, I feel like people would come at me for being
I
like
think 100
ageist, and I'm not trying to do that.
No, I think 100%. No, 100%.
It's just like put the pedal to the
Yes.
metal.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
we gotta go. You know?
Yeah.
Should be mandatory,
I
yeah.
100% fully agree.
Okay. I honestly got a little nervous. Like my
No.
toes are a little curled right now because I
Yeah.
didn't know how that was gonna go down.
We are canceling the operation.
Shit.
Arasha is clear.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. That's a good
Okay,
one.
thank you,
But
thank you.
I don't think unpopular enough.
Okay, all right, I got more,
I don't-
Damien. Yeah.
Man, I feel like I'm so on the spot here, and you guys are thinking like you want me to say something witty and cool like usual.
No, I was just kind of. I think what's tough is when you get like big societal.
My hot take is that when I was 10 years old, I invented the phrase "no shit, Sherlock," and then the government didn't like that, so they retroactively put it into things that existed before me. All right, that is a hot take, I would say. See, like, I'm trying to think what is a hot take from me. What is a hot take from me? I don't know. Hi, Peachy. My hot take is I don't know. I'll let you know if one comes to me.
levels, like laws and stuff, I think it's tough to find one that's like an unpopular opinion. I think where we're gonna see a lot of things is in the small things. I saw a post on Reddit a long time ago, and maybe it'll come up today, of an unpopular opinion where someone was like, I love getting into my car when it's really hot. Like when you get
Okay, I kind of do like that sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, that when I'm really cold, I mentioned this before, my mom keeps the house really fucking cold. Sometimes I'm so cold that when I get into my car, I'm like, like it just feels so good. I'm just like cooking.
get into a really
Oh,
hot car, he's like, I
yeah.
love that feeling.
For
And
the
everyone was
cold
like, what
girlies,
is wrong
yeah.
with you?
There is, you know what? There is something to the and as someone that hates the heat, there is something to walking into a car and just feeling that wow, like it's such a
You're literally like
layer.
swimming.
layer.
Yes.
But it's nice if you're cold and you're getting into a hot car. But if it's a hot
I
day
disagree.
Oh, then
and you
you're
get in a
angry.
hot car,
There's something about that immediate jump to high
Oh.
heat
The hot
that is
on
far
hot.
better. It's the
Okay.
sustained, consistent heat that I hate, but that moment of just woof, like sauna.
it's even hotter.
Is
Wow.
fine.
Okay.
You know what? Can I save my unpopular opinion for later? I'm
Yeah.
Answer your question, yes, I've been liking Loftia so far. I do wish a better tutorial for some of the things like fishing. Oh, I haven't even gotten to fishing yet. But yeah, I do feel like crafting with the whole battery thing is a little confusing in the beginning, for sure.
Yeah.
sure something will come up.
Of course.
And I'd
Oh,
rather
okay.
not dig
Of
for it
course.
now.
Yeah, I have a few. So
All right,
later when
great.
you hit them, I'll hit
All
some
of
more
yours are
too.
about old people. You'd be like, I
Yeah.
don't think people over 60
Okay,
should
thank you for bringing up old people.
be able to
So-
date anymore.
I'm not ageist. It's
I just
the
think
smell.
they should go away.
All of them start with, if you're over the age of 60, see ya.
You are under arrest.
You're under.
You go to jail for old people now.
It won't be that long. Like,
It won't be that long.
If a politician came out and they ran on entirely just being against old people, I think they might do okay. But
get a beer with him.
they'd be against the entire government because the entire government is entirely like 80-year-olds.
I would like to announce my campaign.
Yeah. Honestly, that
I'd
man
vote for
has got good
Arasha.
ideas.
Yeah, and he's young enough to be able to
He's
do it.
young.
He's young.
I know, I love Arasha.
Like
She's
40
adorable.
years, too.
Crazy.
Okay.
God, now I'm fucking heated over old
yeah,
people.
now we're
Like getting in a
Ugh.
car, which they can't drive.
No, they can't.
Okay, let's hop into these. Our first unpopular opinion. These come from the subreddit, the 10th Dentists. You've probably heard 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this. This is the 10th dentist, is where the idea comes from for the subreddit.
That one's Peter Capaldi, right?
Yeah. So people are posting. Jesus.
There's the wit.
Christ.
Thank you. We're still getting started.
That was crazy. Some Doctor Who fans gonna be like, no, he did the math. That was right. So these are unpopular opinions, and the point of it is they post an unpopular
Hi,
opinion,
Jordy.
and you're supposed to upvote it if it is truly unpopular. We'll be able to talk about it however we want.
Okay.
Here we go. First post. I put a daily alarm for 2:59 on weekdays.
I feel like I know what this is gonna say, and I feel like they're gonna be like, I like waking up and knowing I still have time to sleep. And I do think that I do agree, but sometimes I can't fall back asleep, so I wouldn't risk it. You know what I mean?
Stay with me now. Sleep kind of sucks. Sleeping is really enjoyable. That much is true, but you don't experience the sleep. You just lay in bed until poof, you're now awake. It's the worst on weekdays because you can't even just lay in bed enjoying the fact that you've slept. Therefore, every weekday I set an alarm for the middle of the night so I can wake up, lay in bed a little, and go to sleep again. It's nice. Also, it's set to 2:59 because setting my alarm at a rounded number makes me really uncomfortable for some reason. Edit, found out my sister does this too. Must be hereditary.
100% agree.
Agree.
What? That's why you were grabbing and we were making the same face?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I was going to say that in the beginning. Like, that truly is what I believe. Like, I love snoozing.
Yeah.
I love waking up to an alarm because she's so right. You cannot enjoy sleep until you're done having it.
That is true.
So if I'm to
Oh.
understand
on your side.
you and the poster correctly, you're both saying like, doesn't it suck how you sleep all the way through the night? No issues.
Yeah.
You don't even realize you're trying to sleep,
Yep.
and then you just have to wake
You see, the
up.
thing is though, is that I'm an insomniac, and I wouldn't always be able to fall back asleep, first of all. And second of all, I very, 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 very rarely ever sleep through the night in one sleep. I typically wake up at least 5 times every night. And on a good night, I fall back asleep all of those times. And on a bad night, I don't fall back asleep. But I do get that experience though. Like sometimes I'll wake up and be like, okay, I still have a lot of time to go back to sleep, and that is an enjoyable thing when I can fall back asleep.
It's
It's a very privileged sleeper take.
Is your lobster too buttery?
Here's the thing. No, here's the thing, Arasha. I do agree. Now here's why. I can sleep. I'm very grateful. It's one of the things I'm most grateful about my brain and body is that I can sleep anywhere,
Yes.
however I need to. And
I
it's
wish,
it's
bro.
truly just like, and I'm back.
I wish.
It's crazy. Like Courtney and I have these rings now that like track our sleep, and it'll show like how long it took you to sleep.
Oh.
And sometimes Courtney's like, oh, it took me like 40 minutes to fall asleep. Mine's always like 5 minutes.
instant.
It's truly like I lay down, it's like, oh. I am out.
I feel like
That pisses me off, bro. That pisses me off because I want to do that and I can't. I can't do it. It takes me at least, on a good night, 20 minutes. But like typically an hour. Like for real.
I can do
So
that
right.
anywhere but my bed, though. If I'm on a plane,
What?
I've like fallen asleep on a laundromat counter in the
I
middle.
think you
of
gotta
the
be
night.
overworked to get to that point. But the thing is, my brother and my dad are the same exact way. I get my insomnia from my mom. But my brother and my dad are the exact same. Like at any given moment, in any situation, in any setting, they can fall asleep no matter what.
Atlanta, like while
Pisses me
filming a
off.
movie, being like, I can catch a quick 15 in this abandoned laundromat.
But your bed.
But my bed, my brain is just like, what about that thing you did once? And like, it's just off to the races.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So all the way through the night. But I also feel like you've earned that. Like, you both are very active people. You exercise.
I will
and
wake
you,
up.
Like,
Yeah, what I was going to say though is that I will often wake up in the middle of the night, but it's not like a problem because it's not like, oh, I have trouble going back to sleep. I wake up, and if I wake up in the middle of the night, I sometimes love it
Yeah.
because I'm like, oh, sweet. Now I get to have that feeling of like, I don't have to be up yet.
Yes.
Now, I will say, on the rare occasion that I have trouble sleeping, I'm like, oh, this is agony. If I
Yeah.
had this regularly,
Yeah.
I would just beg to be able to sleep through the night. But I'm lucky that
Right.
it's
right.
not the thing that I was hit with. Everybody
Right.
has their thing, right? Like, no body gets to just be like 100%. Everyone
Sure.
has a bullshit thing. But I'm glad sleep is not my bullshit thing.
Yeah.
let me pose another thing to you though. Like, do you know the Twilight Zone where the guy is like in heaven and it's a casino and he's always winning and he's just like, oh no, I'm always winning. That's boring. This must be hell. That's kind of how I feel about that because
Oh, okay.
I do love waking up in the middle of the night being like, you know what? It's not the worst night of sleep. I hope I have some sleep time left. And you got like 5 hours before your alarm and then you're like, oh, what a treat. And then you fall back asleep.
Yeah.
But like, it's a gamble. I could wake up like this morning. I woke up and I was like, God, can't wait to go back to sleep. And it was like 5 minutes before my alarm, and I was like, you got to be fucking kidding
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You need to have those moments in order to appreciate.
That's right.
going back to
Fair.
sleep. Waking yourself up at 2:59.
Psycho a little bit.
I could fall right back to sleep. I would wake up and be like, "Good morning, me," and then good night,
morning,
me.
me.
Again.
But you wouldn't want to interrupt REM. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
if it's good
It's
for you to do
probably
it.
not.
It's probably not good that
No,
he's
I
doing
love
it.
interrupting the REM.
Why?
I love interrupting the REM. You guys, okay? Have you ever like?
Are you
woken
kidding?
Up and you're interrupting the REM, right? And then you go back into the REM, and it's the same REM.
So you're talking about
Uh-huh.
a dream.
Uh-huh.
I think you're meaning the word dream, and you're just replacing REM.
REM?
with that.
No. This is the REM. Let me have my REM job right here, okay? Let me have it. Let me
I mean, I
have it.
think REM
Okay.
is when you are like dreaming the most. I don't even hear my alarms. Do you guys want to know how light of a sleeper I am? So I sleep with a fan noise on my phone. I have an app that plays a fan noise on my phone. And I will from the time I go to bed, say it's like midnight. I'll have it set for 8 hours. And then I have it on a fade out as well, so it like in the minute when it's going to be up, it starts to fade out. That wakes me up. When it starts to fade out. Not even when it's fully done. When it's fading out, I wake up. I don't even need an alarm. The only thing that needs to happen is my fan noise fades out. That's what you do too? I used to set an alarm, but every time I would always wake up before the alarm goes off because my fan noise turns off.
You're out, and then you're immediately back, and though you have woken up, you're back inside that exact same dream.
I don't
And
know if
Oprah's
that.
like, thank God, you're back here to help me.
No time has
The
passed.
ship is sinking.
I don't know if it does. That's a good question out there. Like, scientifically, are you able to go back into the like REM sleep cycle
Yeah.
when you fall back asleep immediately?
I mean, ultimately, I feel like the healthiest thing is can you sleep continually? That's probably the best for you.
Yeah.
I'm not a sleep doctor, but I'm not Dr. Sleep.
Okay.
Hey,
But
Who's that?
Stephen King.
Ewan McGregor.
I am actually the most confused in the world when I'm sitting between you two.
For sure.
You
You should
are-
try sitting between Sid and Olivia. It's even worse.
you are
Oh,
10 years
yeah,
our
yeah.
junior.
Well, because then you're just like,
You're a baby.
where were we talking about? What's going on?
We
Okay.
were making movie references.
We're
that's
just
all.
volleying back and forth.
But anyways,
Okay.
you're cool with this.
Okay. Thank you.
You're cool with this.
Thank you.
We agree.
Thank you.
I think you can do whatever the hell you want with your own sleep
You
cycle.
are
That's
allowed to
fine.
set
I'm just like,
alarms.
it's not even a popular opinion. It's just like, I love this thing. It's like, yes, you do. But also, it's just
Yeah.
probably not
Unpopular.
healthy.
I think it's unpopular that he says waking up in the middle of the night is awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's what OP is saying, and that is an unpopular thing.
It's a
I would say
sleeper
the
take.
majority of people would say, I don't
Hey.
want to wake up in the middle of the night.
I think you're just gaming the system. Everybody, most people I think love the feeling of like, oh, I woke up and it's cold and I get to melt back to sleep under the covers, or like something like. There's a lot to be enjoyed about a middle of the night moment, but also it's just weird to stop yourself. It's like I love jogging 2 miles and then twisting my ankle the first mile just to like pause, just so I have a pause. You know?
I struggle with it.
Okay, well, my point too is that it also has, for me, like I don't love so much in the middle of the night. Like, that's fine, I will take it. But for me, I want like 5-minute intervals from like maybe an hour or two away from when I have to wake up.
Wow.
So I want to constantly get that little dopamine spike.
So,
You don't like
like-
it anymore.
I
is
get it,
fine.
kind of. I like kind of once, and like I like waking up being like, oh, I've got 2 more hours. And then I
Okay.
can go back to
Mhm.
sleep.
Gotcha.
That's not a bad one, yeah. Or like waking up, hitting the snooze, and being like, you know what? I could actually push it 30 minutes. I
Yeah.
give myself 30 minutes. and
Always
then
pushing it.
That feels like.
Arash, are
Mhm.
you the type? Because I'm this way. I'll set an alarm for like 6 a.m. and I on the dot wake up at 5:55. Every time. I
Oh.
rarely.
My
wake up-
internal clock is really, really good. Like when I nap and I say I'm gonna nap for like 20 minutes, I will nap for 20 minutes. I on the dot. My internal clock is really good.
from my alarms. I will set an alarm and then I wake up 10 to 5 minutes before it.
I am not. See, if I have to wake up at 6 a.m., the alarms are starting at 4:30.
Wow.
Do you think if you didn't
Starting
set
at
an alarm, you would
4:30?
sleep forever?
No. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I cannot sleep in. It hits like 7 a.m. and that's kind of my ceiling.
Oh my God.
I rarely can recall when I've slept past 7 a.m.
We
I
just
wake
need to
up
talk
so
about
early.
sleep forever, actually.
I
Like
love
it is so,
it's really fun.
naps too. Like naps
Love-
don't ruin
not
me.
A nap. I'm
Love
not a
Naps
nap.
don't ruin me at all. I can
can't
sleep
really
for
nap.
6 hours in the middle of the day, and then I will still have a full night's sleep at the end of the day.
Damn,
I can nap at any time for no reason.
that's awesome. I don't nap.
I
You-
don't.
I be
nap.
napping.
You're a very healthy person, though. You have like a good routine.
But naps aren't unhealthy.
No, I'm just saying, like in general, when you're like, yeah, I go to bed at like 10 and can't help but wake up, before.
Sure, I go to bed.
5:55
I
and
go to bed
exercise. I'm like,
decently early for the
you have
most part.
a good routine. I
Mhm.
feel like every day is like a not with a bang but a whimper, kind of like day's done, and then like I wake up when I have to.
Are you okay?
Not since childhood. No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
It's very funny. I wake up so early sometimes that, and Courtney will sleep in. She'll be like, "You have this whole other life. What are you doing?" I'm like, "Video games." Like really not
Yeah.
much. Like
Yes.
This episode of Reddit Stories is sponsored by ZocDoc.
Get out of
Believe that we're
here.
in spring. Where did the time go? I don't know. All right, comments. I honestly get it. Waking up and realizing you can go to sleep again is awesome. OP said, "Oh yeah, I only started doing this like a year ago because I've been having a really easy time to just instantly falling asleep. Yeah, I set an alarm an hour before my main one for this. I
Yeah,
wake up
morning
thinking,
gaming is
"There are
great."
Time for work, then realize it's only my first one. Turn it off and nuzzle back up with a whole extra hour. It's pretty awesome." OP said, "LOL, yeah, alarms really confuse your brain. I feel
I have never played Don't Starve Together. I've heard of it and I've seen like pictures of it. And I've been asked if a handful of times to play that. Morning gaming makes me feel like I'm wasting my time. Yeah. But if you can get out of that headspace, morning gaming is so good. Like if you just have a day where you're just like, this is my day to do whatever I want and not feel guilty about it, morning gaming is really nice. Especially if you if you smoke. If you smoke a bowl, have a little coffee or a little matcha. You know what I mean? Like that shit hits.
I started waking up before the night alarm because I got so used to it." Someone else said, "Yeah, that's insane. Pouring one out for any partner that ever has to deal with this psychotic alarm."
Here, here.
OP said, "Anytime I have to share a room with someone, I always turn off the alarm. Well, all the times that I remember to do so."
Right.
Whew.
Right.
Yeah,
That's so considerate of
that's
them.
good.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's like 50-50 unpopular. Because like we're hitting like people who can sleep easily, people who can't. So I think a lot of people are like, "Oh yeah, I get the feeling."
It's also not like an ungraspable opinion. Like
No.
just because I wouldn't do it doesn't mean I can't get the idea of like, oh, that does sound kind of nice for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. So it's
Yeah.
like it's not top tier unpopular.
For
Yeah.
sure. It's time for our next unpopular opinion.
Okay.
This comes from the 10th dentist as well. Most people are not dog people, and I'm tired of pretending people are.
Woo!
Okay.
Thank you. This will be mine. This will be my unpopular.
Oh,
opinion.
we're gonna share this
Low
one.
key.
Yeah.
So many Americans, in particularly, adopt dogs and overhate on cats. However, people are wildly not dog people on everyday interactions and would much rather enjoy a cat. Dogs take a lot of behavioral training. People are annoyed by barking, dogs jumping on people, resource guarding, and require a lot of activity. Don't get me wrong, I like dogs, and I'm not trying to spread anti-dog propaganda. I just think the typical having a dog as a pet for the family is another lie of the American dream. A dog really is a diet version of raising a child. Cats are easy.
Okay, yeah, Grace is a fucking princess. Yes. I love Grace. I love some dogs. But I love most cats. I definitely am more of a cat person than a dog person. When I was a kid, fun fact about me, I've never had a dog or a cat. Just because my dad is allergic to cats, and my dad also just has never wanted a pet. I had 2 turtles at one point, little tiny turtles, but like I've had friends and stuff, obviously, like that have pets, and so like I don't obviously know like the whole scope of it, but in my experience, I enjoy cats more. Yeah, I had 2 little turtles. They were like that big. Their names were Alex and Spike. Alex was my turtle. She was named after Alex Russo from Wizards of Waverly Place. And Spike was my brother's turtle. Alex ended up dying not very long after we got her. And I was very sad about it. I think I was in like elementary school. So I don't remember what grade exactly, but maybe like kindergarten, honestly. Alex Russo and Tamagotchi Island, yes. And then my brother gave me his turtle, Spike, because I was so sad.
Okay.
They did miss saying propaganda. I just want to throw that out there.
That's
It's
good.
easy. Write that
That's
down.
good.
But cats have. I guess it works for anything, just pet-related propaganda. Okay, so what OP is saying is not that they don't like dogs. They're saying that most people are lying to themselves and saying they like dogs because it is such a like Americanized.
I can agree with that.
And it is a very American thing, like how we go about dogs as pets. It's very different, I feel like, in a lot of other countries.
Yeah.
Probably a place where it's similar, but America, like, we treat dogs like they are people here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying I necessarily disagree with that, but it is a very Americanized
we got nods
thing.
around the room. Yeah.
This will be my like hot take, unpopular opinion, because first of all, I love animals. I love all animals. If I'm going to a person's house or a party or whatever, I'm going to find the animal there. I'm going to spend all of my time with that thing, whatever it is. I think 99% of people who are dog owners are not really fit to be dog owners. They are not aware of like how much work and time it takes.
Yeah.
I hate dealing with other people's dogs that either cannot stop barking or will not stop jumping on people or just with
Yeah.
stuff. Like, there's such an entitlement to people where it's just like, yeah, they're dogs. That's what they do. That's how it goes.
It's like,
And I'm
no,
like, no,
man.
you shouldn't have
Dude,
this.
one of my old friends had 2 big ass fucking huskies. And they were not trained very well. And would always jump on me and cut up my fucking legs. And she'd be like, yeah, that's just what they do.
You just got a free pet and decided to let it do whatever, and now it's everyone's problem.
Yeah.
I will say I do love when a dog is well trained. Like Aaron in the office, we got Moose. Moose is the best animal, and I know how much work Aaron put in and research, like right off the bat. Like it's awesome. But I've
Yeah.
also worked in
Yes.
offices where dogs come in. It's like, oh, he pissed on the floor again, huh? Like,
Right.
Right.
Well, Moose is a deity. Like he's completely separate from the conversation.
I would
That's
say
true.
everybody at Smosh, when they bring their dogs to the office, like all their dogs are so well behaved.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's kind of an outlier, like living in America my whole life. Like a lot of dog owners are really terrible. Like they're really
Yeah.
terrible, which is stressful for the dog. It's also stressful for just everybody around them all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
And I would say, but here's the problem: is like people are that way with a lot of animals, and they're also that way with their kids. Like people are
Yeah.
just they're signing up for responsibility. They want the thing, but not the responsibility of it. Is the
Totally.
really
Because they think the
tough thing.
responsibility is like, yeah, I'll feed it every day. Yeah, I'll take it on walks.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
You gotta
It's
do
like
a
you
lot.
Communicate
thing,
with this
man.
creature who doesn't know your language, and you have
Yeah.
to make it learn.
And I know I'm saying this all like I don't have kids and I don't have a dog, but like I've had dogs in the past, and like
I've
I know
had
a lot
few
of people,
kids.
and I've had a few
I don't
kids,
know where they are.
Totally.
But, like-
yeah. Up.
But like, I know a lot of people who are parents, and I'm related to a lot of people who are parents, and like, but I think it's similar to. It reminds me. I was gonna say I think a lot of people want a baby, but they don't actually want like a kid or to raise a human being.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to someone who was older, and his kids were all adults, and he's like, it's the craziest thing. He's like, the majority of your life, your kids are gonna be adults. He's like,
That's
and I
true.
think he's like a lot of people don't sign up for that, and they
Yeah.
don't realize.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're gonna be a kid for like
And then they're gonna grow up and be their own person, and you have to be okay with them living a life that maybe you didn't quite picture for them, you know? I don't know.
15 to 18 years, you know, but then it's like now they're a grown man, and
Yeah.
you have to be hanging out with them.
Well, you
That's my
can't-
thing. Like, I love babies. I love babies. I would love to have a baby if it just stayed a baby. I don't want it to grow up. And so that's why I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. You know what I mean? My dad being weird with me being non-binary, yeah, that's tough. I don't know what it is with parents and being so confused about the concept of being non-binary. I feel like it with a lot of parents, they're like just can't comprehend it. And yes, you can. Like you can comprehend it. You just have to like think about it for like 2 seconds and you're like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." And it's also like in other cultures like a very normal thing. Like I know in like Hawaii they have, I don't remember exactly what it's called, but it's like a normal thing. And it's just like, I don't know.
say it like that.
But that's like, but I think a lot of people don't sign up for that. And then you hear like how many people
Is it
like,
Kahu?
do we know who like have like limited contact with their parents or no contact with their parents? And I'm just like, damn, because their parents didn't sign up for that really. Like, And I think
Yeah.
what we're talking about with dogs, and it reminds me of back in the day. Millennials remember this, the Paris Hilton phase when Chihuahuas were adopted en masse.
Yeah.
And then there was a mass exodus of them all being put in shelters
Mm.
because a lot of people got them as a hobby, just as a thing of like, oh, I want this cute accessory.
It'll
It's
be
like,
in my purse.
hey man, that's a living being like
Yeah.
that is domesticated. So it's not just some wild animal. Its nature is tied to humans.
Yeah.
Mm,
So you have to play a part in it.
yeah.
And people just treat that shit.
Accessory is the key word there. I think
Yeah.
that's a really strong placement.
Yeah.
Where I will disagree with OP is he says cats are easy, and I actually very much disagree. I had dogs growing up, and I didn't have like easy dogs. One of my dogs was a stubborn asshole, but loved him to death. But
Rough.
cats are really nice.
Dog quote.
I think cats are really difficult in just different ways, right? Cats can be easier on a day by day basis, but I think when things are tough with cats, they're really tough because they don't communicate like dogs sometimes. And
I was watching I don't know if you guys are familiar with Sarah Shower. She has a podcast that I listen to from time to time. And she was just talking about how it was on her last episode of talking about like betrayal trauma and how like the part of your brain that like you can change about, I'm gonna explain it not nearly as good as they do. But it's like your prefrontal cortex is the part of your brain where you can make changes. And if someone wanted to apply themselves to make a change in their prefrontal cortex about recognizing and understanding non-binary people, it's not that hard of a change to make in your prefrontal cortex. Even if you grew up in an environment where it's not something that you ever considered.
They can be harder to read, and I don't know. I've because I had cats growing up and dogs growing up, and now currently have cats. I've dealt with both. I wouldn't say one's easier
Yeah, it's
than
ego.
the other. It's also a case by case basis.
It does depend, though. And I think a lot of people try to talk to cats like their dogs. Like when when I got my cat Freya, she like hid under the sofa for like 3 straight days. So I was like, okay, to show her it's safe, I'm going to take a nap next to the sofa on the ground so she can see that like I'm not trying to reach in, but I'm here, I'm sleepy, all the vibes are good. And like eventually she like reached out her paw and put her paw on my hand. And it was like later that night that she like came out and was exploring. And like, until my cat Zelda, who is unfortunately no longer with us, like entered the picture, Freya was very like in tune, and like I could like play fetch with her. I could like, I trained little like hand symbols and like little sounds to mean different things. And I was just trying to sort of like intuit that, as opposed to like, come here, bro, like, come on.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like I am so
Hydrate.
I don't have any
Thank you,
knowledge on the
Jordy.
subject. I've never had pets, like ever. I mean, technically we had a fish once, but then it died and my mom blamed herself. And
Oh no.
I
Oh my
know,
God,
like
that's-
fish die when you
what?
look at them. From,
It's
like,
true.
To be fair, she was trying to play fetch.
right, right.
Kind of just hit it with a ball.
But like I've truly never had a close relationship with an animal in that
Okay.
way, and in the form of a pet. So this idea of responsibility and entitlement, the accessories, all of
Yeah.
this stuff, it almost feels like, I don't know. I feel like I'm speaking a little bit from like my naive, like
No, I mean that's okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's entirely fine. I do think there's like as much as I am obsessed with animals and I love dogs. I also can acknowledge I think sometimes the American like version of dog ownership is f***ing weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Like how we treat dogs has gotten like excessive to some points where like I'm like, guys, they're not humans. They aren't.
Yeah.
They are definitely not wild animals, but they're
Yeah.
not like it's almost disrespectful to them. It's going to make them anxious if we treat them fully like a human. Like, but
Absolutely.
it's gotten to weird territories. But a lot of people just are not taking the actual responsibility
Yeah.
to it.
I think the other alternative, though, is like obviously we don't want dogs to stay in shelters and stuff like that. So maybe it just like in order to adopt a dog, you have to take like a 1-week course or something. Like that would
Yes.
be nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're over the age of 60,
You become their food.
can't
you can't
feel
get
alive.
one.
The dogs.
You don't get it.
Comments here. As someone who really does love dogs, I think this is a great post. I think the idea of a dog is oversold to people, and then when they realize that dogs aren't fluffy accessories, they get frustrated that the animal in their house is acting like an animal. I wish there was better education on dog behavior and dog care. What it also makes me think about is people care so much about the aesthetic of the dog and not realizing like, hey, a lot of dogs have been designed for specific tasks.
Sure.
Like, do not get an Australian Shepherd and have it in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Oh,
'Cause that
God.
thing is meant for a field somewhere. Like,
It's always tough.
like be careful. Like,
Make sure you have a lot of sheep for it to play with.
Sorry, based on your settings, you may not have the right environment for the right type of dog or the schedule
Yeah.
or anything. Like, I haven't had a dog because like living in a small place, I'm like, I can't right now.
yeah.
That'd be disrespectful to them.
And it's so heartbreaking to think that people just like don't listen to that and selfishly
And a lot of people just put
do
a
it.
dog like just in outside or whatever and just don't pay it any attention. I'm just like, why did you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad.
Other comment. I have long since realized that I don't dislike dogs. I just intensely dislike people that put minimal to zero effort in training them. A lot of people really should not have dogs. Someone else said, I don't hate dogs. I hate dog owners who leave their dog shit on the footpath, grass, road, and everywhere in between. F those people. Yeah.
Okay, I have to say a crazy unpopular opinion that comes
Okay.
off
You
of
love
that.
poop on the ground.
So okay.
Yeah, it's
I
the
really-
owners
okay.
for sure.
I I like.
The floor is yours.
I know this is gonna be really
You
tough to say.
teed this up.
This is
Yeah.
gonna be really tough to say. I like. Okay, we really might have to cut this. I weirdly like. I can't like turn away when a dog is pooping.
Oh, okay.
Like I just like, I guess, watching.
No, like Arasha, we accept you. We love you. It's okay.
I don't say that shit.
The fucking
don't
crickets in
know.
the room,
I know
dude.
that this is the thing you've thought about. You've like thought about this. Like, hey, so I've
Like
in summary.
no, like my inner circle knows this.
You're is it like a morbid curiosity? Like you're just like, oh, he's well. It's also funny because dogs will look at you when they're doing
Yes,
it.
That's what it is.
I just want to reciprocate. I just
It's the funniest thing. They're just like,
Proceed.
I don't know what it is, you guys. It's just it's so. I am like enamored by it. I'm like imagining it right now. It's not like I'm not like happy.
you're just like you can't look away.
I just can't look away. I'm
That's
like
okay.
like you know
That's
my friends,
okay.
like, I used to live with a dog, and so every time like I'd go out with them, they'd be like, "Oh, he's going," and I'd be like, "Oh, okay."
Okay.
Arasha.
I guess I can't really judge because
I don't know what to make of it.
I can't believe I'm saying this right now.
can't believe you're talking about.
No, this is gonna come out. I'm gonna be like, I don't fucking remember saying any of that.
And earlier you said we should kill everyone over the age of 60.
I don't
and
regret
so
that. Keep that.
I always have to watch old people poop. No, but like as
No.
someone that has cats,
You got
like
this, Deborah.
they're always they're always like covered in some kind of way, and like I grew up with birds, and birds would be very like like mid conversation they're just like meh, 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 and it just like doesn't matter. So I guess if it's like an ongoing process just out in the world, I guess I can see that being
It
like
is a crazy.
huh.
It's a crazy thing to think about, like for what a dog is experiencing of just like you just whenever you're not like, oh, I need privacy or whatever. Just,
Right.
Maybe that's
Bam.
why they make the eye contact. They're like, are you
I
are
think
we
that
good
is-
right now?
Yeah, no, it's a safety thing.
Yes,
Because
and
with
then
pack
they're like,
mentality, it's like, hey,
yes.
I'm vulnerable.
And
That's
then-
what it is. You can't look away because you have to make sure that animal's protected. You may not have had a pet of your own, therefore you have to protect all the dogs that are shitting that need to know that they're
Yes.
safe.
You sound
Yes.
like a dog.
Yeah.
I think you maybe
That's it.
maybe you were meant to have a dog.
Yes, and clip that together and make it nice.
Make it good.
Make it good.
This episode of Red Stories is sponsored by Wayfair. Look, I love. All right, our next unpopular opinion. I like to wear my clothes in the shower for a few seconds before taking them off. This one, okay, that's
No.
this person's out of their mind.
Have you been checked for autism?
Okay, but wait.
I do remember that
Wait, time out
conspiracy.
a point for a second. I gotta hear them out.
Okay.
I gotta hear them
I'm
out.
serious. Like I'm like, you like a really weird sensory thing that's very sensory and specific? I don't know. I could be projecting.
Sounds like a
Okay,
sensory
all right.
nightmare. Agree.
I like hopping in the shower fully clothed, and afterwards, when they are soaked in water, do I take them off? It feels like a nice reward after a long day to feel the clothes in such a different way, after trying to keep them neat and tidy, to then just let it dampen and sag.
Sure, man.
Sure.
All right.
I'm
Great.
not mad.
I guess I understand. Like, it's almost like getting yourself into a bad situation so that if you get the relief of getting it off.
Yeah, I
like,
guess.
kinda-
It's kind of like
I
the
don't know if
sleep
that's what
thing.
he's saying, but I'm like, oh, whenever I've been like wet or like my clothes are all messed up, taking them off feels like so nice. So kind of like the guy who set an alarm for the middle of the night. This person's like, oh,
That's
I'm
what I
getting my
said.
clothes all wet, so I can feel so good when I take it off.
Sure. I feel like I'm a little caught in the mess after.
Okay, I want to
That's
do
a lot
that.
of laundry.
That's
like,
a lot
you're-
of dripping.
His laundry machine's like, please.
Put a Russia in a Marvel movie.
Please. Okay.
We were there.
We were there.
Comments. Out of curiosity, do you have to do your laundry every day or something? Won't this start to smell god awful in
Yeah.
hours with just one pair of clothes? Forget about several days worth. OP said, I usually do this on laundry day, so I can just take the wet clothes and put them with my other clothes. It's not a daily thing, just something I can enjoy
Okay.
and look forward to on Fridays. What are you
great.
up to this Friday? I'm thinking about
It's
hopping in
wet
the
clothes
shower,
day.
Full deck of clothes.
Flask of whiskey,
Wow.
tears.
Honestly, I'm on board. I might
Yeah.
try it.
All right.
I think I can imagine the sensory aspect of like being in the pool and like, oh, my t-shirt is like I'm feeling the sensory thing right now, and I'm like, I would not go out of my way to do it. I can also just be like, sure.
Sure.
These aren't
Yeah.
unpopular opinions. These are I do weird shit.
Yes.
It's true.
Which is
Yes.
fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
It's fine.
I
You gotta
couldn't
keep it
find my
fresh.
crochet scissors. So I have these big ass scissors I'm gonna be using.
yeah.
Especially when it comes to clothes.
Clothes.
Someone said, when I got my first welding job, it was during a record breaking heat wave, and PPE requires you to be 100% covered. And the company was good with handing out Gatorade, mandatory popsicle breaks, mandatory lens cleaning. Cleaner was in the 68 degrees Fahrenheit AC'd office. It was still so hot and humid. I worked the hottest shift, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. We rotated weekly. I'd get home, take my disgusting clothes off, put on shorts and a t-shirt, and lay under the shower, no bathtub at that apartment, with it on as cold as possible. After, I'd dry enough so I wasn't dripping, and sleep in wet clothes. Sometimes I'd soak a blanket.
I could not have predicted where that was going.
Wait,
That
I was zoned out for a second. I need to hear that again. Oh, also, let me turn on the captions.
was in out Gatorade. When I got my first,
You gotta keep it fresh.
Yeah.
especially when it comes to clothes. Someone said, when I got my first welding job, it was during a record breaking heat wave, and PPE requires you to be 100% covered. And the company was good with handing out Gatorade, mandatory popsicle breaks, mandatory lens cleaning. Cleaner was in the 68 degrees Fahrenheit AC'd office. It was still so hot and humid. I worked the hottest shift, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. We rotated weekly. I'd get home, take my disgusting clothes off, put on shorts and a t-shirt, and lay under the shower, no bathtub at that apartment, with it on as cold as possible. After, I'd dry enough so I wasn't dripping, and sleep in wet clothes. Sometimes I'd soak a blanket.
I could not have predicted where that was going.
That's whoa.
You can't do that to your mattress. That's not good.
You would wake up all pruny. Your feet would be like your feet and your hands and your whole body. It'd be like a fucking raisin.
Good to have.
Your mattress is like,
Right.
please stop.
I know that's genuinely what I feel like I'm fixating on too, is like the furniture and the home and everything else that you're affecting. But if like the dryer was right outside the shower, like I'd just, you know.
Yeah, why not?
Ah.
I will say, I finally came up with my. If this is what an unpopular opinion is, like just I do weird shit. I've got mine.
Okay.
I used to sleep in a sleeping bag as a teenager on my bed. I really liked the way that my sleeping bag felt, and I still have it. It's the same one I've had since like 3rd grade. It was like an overnight trip that I got it. And yeah, I used to sleep on that on my bed.
I kind of get that.
Whoa.
I like being in a burrito.
We're still here.
Thank you.
Well, we're still here.
And when I would do that, usually I'd turn in the corner and there'd be a dog
Dog pooping.
And they'd be shitting in the
shitting,
corner.
and we did not have a dog.
Oh,
so
okay. That's disgusting.
weird,
That's
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
It craves the cocoon.
I guess I have some weird sleeping habits. I for the longest time I was like, oh, I was tired of making my bed, and I lived alone, so I was like, I'm just gonna sleep on top of everything.
Love doing
So I would just sleep on top, like I would hop on my bed,
Huh.
on top of all of the covers, everything, and just lay on top, fall asleep. Living in Southern California, it's like it's never too cold.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or even too hot, and so just sleep on top, and then just wake up and be like, great, my
And just
my
repeat.
bed's made. I also, though, for the longest time, and even still sometimes, can just fall asleep on the carpet, just flat on my back.
Yes.
And I
that
love
feels
that.
Great.
Feels so good.
Is
Just
this
bam.
where we lose you?
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Just do that.
No, I'm completely with you. Because I heard that theory about making your bed too, where it's like, why are you making your bed? You're just gonna get in it again, and it definitely had me for a little bit.
I like a made bed. I love the look of a made bed.
Yeah.
But I was just also like, I was rarely under the covers. I'd get too hot, so I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, I just don't need to do this.
I love sleeping on covers. I do.
It's the best.
It feels great.
No.
Last comment here is pretty wild. Someone said, and people judge me for showering in the dark. Seems normal compared to this. That's intense. I
That's
think
scary.
It's not an unpopular thing, but I realize like people have like blackout curtains and stuff. People love
Oh,
darkness.
yeah.
I have blackout
I am
curtains.
so the opposite. I am a like, get as much
Light. Light.
sunlight, not artificial light. But I love having like sunlight
Well, during the day, yeah.
blasting through all my like as much sunlight as possible.
Do you mean like during the day or like because when I'm
During the
sleeping,
day.
if it's just the right angle and the ass crack of dawn is like directly laser beam into my eye through the window,
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I could sleep in sunlight. That's fine.
Wow.
Right. Shade and I can sleep.
I also
wherever.
need blackout
Yeah,
curtains.
but I love sunlight. I'm like, if the sun's out, do not block
Buns
that.
are out.
Okay, well, I feel like you guys shared some unpopular opinions, so I do have another one, but I don't have to say it. So
Arasha, please tell us what it is. We want to know. We're sorry.
okay, massages.
Fuck massages.
Marry punching. Kill acupuncture.
I had a massage one time. I think I was like 18 or 19. It was all right. I remember this one part of the massage. They were massaging my feet, and there was like the like toe like knuckle thing on your big toe. She like got that, and like something inside me like fucking pinched, and it hurt really bad, and I to this day don't know why that happened. But every time someone like if I'm getting a pedicure and they're like massaging my feet and they like get to that spot, I get really tense because I'm like, oh my god, is it gonna do it again? Probably nerve. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened.
You don't like massages.
I don't like massages. Like, I don't want pressure. I don't want.
You get no relief from a massage.
No, it hurts.
You've never had an old woman walk on your back?
No, sometimes it's nice, but like only for a little bit though. Then I'm back to being like, now I'm just like trying to go where you aren't.
I used to hate massages because I feel like it would always tweak or twang something. And then I finally, like a year or so ago, went to like just one of those massage parlors that like it was like this one has good reviews on Google, great. And it was just this old lady, and they're like we've got there's the Swedish style and the Thai style, and we're gonna mix it up. And I was like, great. And it was like 60 minutes, and I was like, this changed my life.
Yeah.
See, but usually that means that they're gonna like f you up.
Oh, I want them to me
No,
up.
I don't want to be.
I want to smell like tiger balm and fear.
No.
Yeah, I feel like it is about
like,
finding
no.
like a masseuse that you vibe with. I feel like they got different styles and techniques and stuff. I had a facial once that was really nice. I would love to get another facial.
You you can just give me nice nice pat. You can give me
What's
soft
what's
rub.
gonna happen there?
I'll feel cute.
You should look into Reiki.
Oh,
I think it does the same
I don't
No,
think I've
no,
ever-
Reiki, they don't touch you. I don't
I
want
know.
that.
Well,
I don't want
beggars
that.
can be choosers, I guess.
Yes.
My massages that I get, I'm like, no, please break my body.
Please.
My body's too tight. You need to break it apart.
No, I'm kind of even scared of a scratch. Like I don't.
Wow.
I'm so frail. I'm just so fragile.
Wait a minute, Arasha. I'm putting something together here. You wake up at 4:30. You're frail, have hollow bones. Are you a bird?
Do birds like watching dogs poop?
I think they
Maybe.
have to at the park.
I'm a bird.
I'm scared of a chiropractor.
Let's move on to our next unpopular
Where
opinion.
are we?
Our next story comes from the unpopular opinion subreddit. So this is the OG.
Okay.
Okay.
And they write, all hobbies are not equal. Certain kinds of hobbies deserve to be held in higher regard than others. Playing a sport, learning an instrument, singing, dancing, painting, writing, these are activities that require time and years of effort to become good at. They're admirable not just because they're cool, but because there is something deeply attractive about a person who has dedicated so much time to mastering a hard skill that executing it now feels relaxing to them. Lately, there's been a growing push online to classify things like watching movies, playing video games, watching sports, or listening to podcasts in the same category as these kinds of hobbies. They aren't. They are based on consumption, not creation. That
Well,
doesn't mean
yes.
consumption-based activities are bad or useless. Everyone needs ways
They're
to relax
different.
and unwind. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a good show, a game, or a YouTube binge after a long day. But if that's all there is to your personality, then you are unfortunately a boring person. Edit, I've wrongly added video games to the list of other passive activities. While
Gamers,
some
where you
video
at?
games are like that, I agree that many require a lot of skill.
It's true, we do.
Okay, I think it makes me. I have a lot of thoughts regarding like this stuff and the way people are talking about stuff online. Of just like,
Yeah, it
they're
is
not
like
equal,
semantics.
like all these things. A part of me kind of just boils it down to like,
Okay.
what do you care? Like, why
Yeah.
do I care? Like,
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
I don't know why it reminds me to people talk a lot about this with reading. They talk about like people go, audiobooks don't count, right? Like I hear that a lot, that opinion. And I kind of keep thinking like, count as what? Like what are you talking about?
Like,
When I read a book,
blind
like,
people
I need
exist.
my smartphone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no,
Right.
like
I love that.
I'm like, yeah, like okay,
Sure.
like I'm
That's
I'm
so
ingesting this.
funny.
Now, what I do see is maybe the category thing of like, I could see books, movies, TV shows, and stuff as being like interests.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree that I'm like, what do you classify something that you physically do as opposed to something that you are interested in, right?
Sure.
Like, because I love watching movies and TV shows, but I'm like, I'm just watching those. But if I talk about like, oh, but I like
Yeah.
playing a video game, I'm like, that's something I'm actively into.
Yeah,
That's
an activity.
An
Sure.
activity. But I'm also like, but at the end of the day, I'm not like one is like better than the other. How?
Yeah, we're not like
what are we?
classifying on a
yeah.
human
What
resume.
are you talking about?
They've set up this weird hierarchy that they made up,
Yeah.
and now they're mad about it.
Yeah.
And
I pissed myself.
I pissed myself off
off.
again. I do kind of get what they're saying, but like, yeah, not every hobby is going to give you a skill. If pursuing a skill in something is your hobby, that's awesome. And sure,
Yeah.
you can look at that and be like, to me, it's more interesting that you're someone that knows how to play the mandolin because you wanted to do that, as opposed to someone who just wanted to watch a TV show. But that just means like you're just talking about the kind of people you want to hang out with and
Yeah.
shit. Like
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
isn't like a yeah, they think they're winning the competition versus the guitar guy.
Yeah.
Like nobody
Yeah.
thinks that.
Yeah,
You're
no.
you're so right. And I think putting like the word skill on top of it really helps put it together. Because in hearing it back, I was kind of like, who cares?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't really matter separating these hobbies like that. But then when
Yeah.
you put it to skill, then it's kind of like maybe that's when it becomes a little more competitive with other
Sure.
people, and people try to have like different tools and in their tool belt and stuff, and so it
Yeah.
starts to feel like, oh well, you paint, oh well I sing, oh well I watch TV, and it's like, well that's not the same thing, and
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't
Okay.
it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter.
It's funny because he calls out. He says they're based on consumption, and but his whole take is very much based on like what's your value to society, like how productive
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah.
Which is also like a very like kind of capitalist thing of like, hey man, like most skills aren't like gonna
Yeah.
gain you much.
My hobby
is my
It's
side
all
hustle.
ultimately for like what makes you feel good. Like you're here
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Earth, like have fun, like
Right.
do what you enjoy. And some people enjoy watching a movie, and some people enjoy knitting, and some people enjoy playing a sport.
Yes.
They're all seeking the same thing, which is
Mhm.
just
It's a
you know,
pastime.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
man.
And look, I am somebody that has such a hard time turning off the brain and actually like relaxing.
Yes.
I'm like, why are
man.
you splitting hairs? Like, dude,
Yeah.
I just want to be able to like enjoy myself for a minute. If somebody was just like watching a movies and say you should learn a new language, I'd be like, yourself. I just want
Yeah.
to relax.
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah.
agree. I totally agree. And honestly, I didn't mind so much of the post at the beginning. Like if you choose to put labels on things like that,
Sure,
totally fine.
sure.
And then at the end, when they kind of were like, "Oh, if you're like watching a bunch of YouTube videos or whatever, you're a boring
You're
person."
a boring person.
That
I'm like,
I did not like because I feel the exact same way. It's very hard to turn my brain
Yeah.
off
Mhm.
from thinking about the tasks or the events or the
Yeah.
past.
Or the world.
Literally everything. And so if what it takes is watching some TV and it tends to be for hours into the night, it's like that is how I'm choosing to
Right.
spend my time. That
Yeah.
doesn't then classify me as a boring person.
It's very funny. You're a boring person. I'm like, what actually makes people interesting is not necessarily what they do in their life. It's typically what makes a person interesting is how interested they are in the people they're talking to.
Mhm.
What
I
they
like that.
receive.
So I'm kind of like, a boring person is usually someone who's just obsessed with themselves, regardless of what they're doing in their life. Like,
Yeah.
I don't meet someone I'm like, oh, I want to be friends with you because you've done so much in your life. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I want to be friends with you because like it's cool hanging out with you.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, is this person? This person is unfortunately just kind of feels like they've objectified everyone around them in a way, or just kind of
Yeah.
putting them all in this weird competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really unfortunate.
It feels like a lesson plan on how to be a human being.
Yeah.
And that's not a course we really all want to take.
No. Well, I could use it, I guess.
I guess I need
Okay.
it.
All
little
right.
bit.
Well,
I was saying earlier that like a hobby to me, I guess, is like, is it active? Like, and versus like a pastime or an interest being something you just engage with. But it's kind of, there's a lot that like ride the line because it's like, I don't know, like reading is an interesting one because like you have to focus when you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is also just that I'm like, I don't feel like it's that much different than a TV show. And some TV shows are really like, yeah, I don't have to think that hard. But some TV shows, you got to pay hardcore attention. And it's like reading a book
oh yeah.
for me. So I don't know.
I guess I could look at the literal definitions of the words and be like, okay, I'm going to categorize these. But in terms of just colloquially speaking, I use them interchangeably.
Mm.
And I'm like, I don't know why I would look at anything and be like, that's not a hobby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Your enjoyment of watching a TV show is not going to take away me learning
Right.
how to yo-yo.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
if I'm a boring person, then I don't really
Sure.
get along with this person anyway.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I think for me too, I think I rarely even use the word hobby. When I'm talking with people and I am having a conversation about their interests, I often just say, what do you like to do for fun?
Right. Which is really what it boils down to. Like,
Right.
it's what you're doing for fun.
Yeah, and then it feels like maybe there's a little less pressure if I'm like, what are
Yeah.
your hobbies? Then it's like, oh, well, okay, let me go through all of like the events or the classes that I take and
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
When at the end of the day, it's just like, what do you do when you're not at your job?
I love no
Like,
thinking
that's
TV
what I'm
shows,
trying to
me
figure
too.
out.
That's what I ask people now when I'm meeting them, and because usually people go like, "So what do you do? Like, what's your job?" I've started
Yes.
asking, "What do you like to do?"
Yeah.
As my first thing,
I
and
love
people always pause. They're like, "What do you mean?" I'm just like, "What do you enjoy doing?" As opposed to like,
Reality
"Who are you to me?
TV.
What's your job? Oh,
Yeah.
you
Right.
produce." Like, that
They're like,
kinda,
banking.
yeah, exactly.
I like to do banking.
No, remember that you were a person,
Yeah.
free, born outside of a system.
Yes.
Yeah.
That they then put you in.
The
Remember.
checking accounts.
What also this guy has done that's like soul sucking is he's talking about these skills in a matter of like developing the skills and getting better.
Dude, you know what's coming up soon? My trash reality TV show that I love. Love Island. I just got into it last year and I'm very excited for the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, if I enjoy drawing, but
I was just talking about this at the kava bar. Someone needs to make a Love Island Tamagotchi life island. That needs to happen.
draw for the next year and my drawings look the same at the end of the year as they did at the beginning, should I stop?
Well, you're boring.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, well, you're not developing the skill. It's like, well, I'm just doing it because it's fun.
It's like the format of like Sims. When you like, do
Yeah.
just enough, then you upgrade to the second level. And I think that they are.
He's
maybe
viewing
seeing that.
everything as like, how am I better? I need to keep improving. And
Yeah.
that's awful. It's also like, I think there's a beauty to this, but it's like, hey,
Farmer wants a
everything
wife.
you
I've never
develop
heard of
in your
that.
life, you're gonna lose it all eventually too. Because eventually you're gonna be 60.
And then you're dead.
And then you go to the thresher.
Yeah. So, unpopular opinion, just chill out.
Chill
Just
out.
relax.
Comments. Well, I like knitting while watching TV. Skilly consumery. Someone said the purpose of a hobby isn't to be
I'm crocheting,
impressive,
actually.
so it doesn't make sense to rank them by that attribute. Someone said, isn't a hobby something you enjoy doing? Someone replied to that saying, I was taught that a hobby is something you could improve in even if you never invest the effort to do so. Otherwise, it's a pastime. Sounds like OP subconsciously feels the difference, but can't articulate it.
Oh.
I just think it's interesting though, because like you develop a lot of skill. Like I think about, I'll throw out a name, Luke at the Smosh office. He watches so many movies, and you could say like, oh, it's a pastime, but what he's developed is he has a vast
Knowledge of movies.
understanding of movies, directors. Like he can talk about all these movies. He knows how they're made. Like he knows all these, aspects. I'm like, there is something that is being developed there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
though,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And like, especially we're in this industry. Like he's an editor, so like it is developing a skill.
Yeah, I mean, it's
too.
research.
So I don't know. Like, I don't know where I'd place these things. But ultimately, yeah, my take is I'm like kind of like I just don't.
Who
care.
gaffs?
If you want to get technical with the words and the definitions, it's like sure you might lose that argument here and there, but I think we kind of have agreed that
Yeah.
it ultimately is just an enjoyment thing.
Yeah.
Shall we agree?
I think
Shall we agree?
I think we agree.
It's a little bit like that meme of the format, anyway, of just like a group of people huddled, and then one person's being like, "Actually, you can't really do that for the thing with the one of those," and then like one person pops out of the giant group and goes, and then goes back in.
Yeah.
I mean, like as though
I know what you're talking
yeah.
about.
I know what you're talking about.
You've seen it. You've definitely seen it.
So
Anyways, moving on. Next story. This is back to the 10th dentist. The worm girlfriend question is logical.
It is.
Remember, would you love me if I was a
100%.
worm?
I know exactly what
Oh,
you're
I
talking about.
remember.
Okay,
Yes,
here we go.
This is a reference I
Here we
know.
go. This was posted like a year and a half ago. When a girl asks, "Would you love me if I was a worm?" It's not random. It's a vehicle for more serious concerns. What she's actually asking is, will you love me when I'm not like this? When I'm old and gross? When I'm not sexually available? When I need help and I can't reciprocate? When your friends judge you? When our goals and dreams derail? When I can't give you what I'm giving you now? A worm ticks all of those boxes. Why ask it that way? Fear of dishonesty, the idea that guys are primed to say, of course, whether it's true or not, that the way to get to the truth is to ask in a roundabout way. A guy who might lie about whether or not he'd stay if she got cancer could be shaken out of autopilot and answer honestly. And the aversion men can have to discussing serious things. Some guys shut down completely. Some guys get mad. Some guys blow it off. If it's not happening, they don't necessarily understand why it's worth thinking about. So if she needs reassurance, she may know or believe it's not going to happen that way. It's not the best way to go about it, obviously. The best way is usually to lead with what the problem is, need for honest reassurance, and ask outright. So it's ineffective when compared to more direct communication. Does that mean it's illogical? No. There's a reason behind asking it in that way. The progression from problem to solution is logical. It's just also not the best solution. Okay.
Yes.
I'm on board.
All right.
I have some thoughts.
Okay.
Okay.
I think the question, the meaning behind it depends on the asker. Like, it's really nice to espouse meaning to it like that, and I think for some people, if you're like gonna break it down, sure. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people were just seeing the trend and being like, "Would you love me if I was a worm?" Like, and I think it's just quite the literal of just like, if I was a little worm, how'd you feel about it? Like, this is great. This is a great way to break it down, and sure, it could open up those doors and whatever. But I'm like, I hate this phrase. I'm so sorry, but I do think one of those was just like, it's not that deep. When people were asking it, it was not that deep.
It was a trend for
Good
most
conversations
people.
to have, but
It
question's
also
not.
it rides the line of like tests.
I'm
Like
okay.
on TikTok, there was the whole like orange test where it's like, oh, asking your boyfriend like, can you peel this orange for me?
Yes.
And they would film it.
I don't love like stuff like that where it's like a mind reader kind of thing. Like you're expecting someone to read your mind. I don't love that.
And then it's like whether the boyfriend peeled it or not would indicate if they're good or not. And I'm like,
Yes.
if you're at the point where you need to test your partner,
Yeah.
I think you're already past like more serious things. Like
Yes.
if you're not able to communicate effectively, if you feel like if the premise of this question of like, would you love me if I was a worm? If you need to already phrase it in a weird way to trick your partner to talk to you honestly,
Yeah.
you maybe already just shouldn't be with that person.
Yeah.
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 Because you don't trust them. But I see what they're saying, though. They're saying that for a lot of women out there, outside of the TikTok trends, that the question is a way of actually getting to a real answer.
it could
more
be.
than asking the real question. But I agree with you. The way I saw it the entire time was like it was done so much as a joke, almost, that it was like, is this real? But they're saying there could be realness to it.
I agree that there are honest takeaways from the question.
Yeah.
Like all of that reads like it makes sense, you know, especially like when you boil it down to, you know, would you love me if I wasn't able to give you all of these things, which is basically what it is. But for me, I think the illogical action is having to ask it like that
Yes.
instead of just being more direct and having it being like, I am feeling like this, or just straight up like, what is important to you in this relationship? Like, what are the qualities that make you stay between? Like, maybe
Right.
it's a little more. I think definitely it's more difficult to bring up those uncomfortable conversations with
Sure.
your
Of
partner.
course.
And I understand that this maybe provided a tool for people to be able to
Sure.
open up that conversation and that dialogue. And I think for that reason it might be okay. But I totally hear you on the trap and the test of it all. And that does
Yeah.
not feel appropriate. And it certainly doesn't feel healthy, because then it leaves a lot of men, or I mean, typically it was women asking their boyfriends this question, right? It, I think, puts on the receiving partner of any kind to basically be like, okay, now I have to answer this question in the most correct way possible
Sure.
in order to win and get it
Yeah.
right, as opposed to responding with that same truth and saying, well, these are the things that I think I could possibly endure, and
Yeah.
genuinely what keeps me in our relationship. It
Yeah.
just feels like it takes away from the honesty when you kind of put it some sort
Sure.
of silly umbrella like on a worm on it.
Yeah, because isn't it just boiling it down to I don't believe you really love me? Is like what the question is
Damn.
kind of really saying. It's like, hey man,
Yeah.
got a real big issue here. And
Yeah.
the logical thing is to talk about it in a real way. And if you don't believe his answers,
Yeah.
or if he can't talk about it, then that's where you're at.
This is also a huge trap to me specifically, because if you're like me, you take things literally.
Mm-hmm.
My answer for these two things would be completely different. If it was an adult human being like, hi, I might get sick one day, or like I might look different, or my energy levels might change. Could you still love me through that? My answer would be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were like, would you be able to love me if I was a worm? My answer would be like, oh, probably not, because you're a worm. Is there any hope of getting better? You're just a worm forever for the rest
Just a
of our
worm
lives.
now.
So we can't communicate through language. I don't know the anatomy of like how to help you. It would be extremely difficult to like feed you. It would be extremely difficult. Like there would be no
Yeah.
reciprocation at all. But a sick person,
Yeah.
I could. So
Yes.
I would fail the worm question in just a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
As a person, I'd be like, oh, I'll stand by your side.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And
So-
the TikTok trend doesn't think about cases like that at all. Like the trend of it all is just like, oh,
I feel like the
everybody-
correct answer to this is just be like, yeah, I would. And I would put you in my pocket. And I would what do worms eat? Dirt? I would feed you dirt.
universally can use this, and it's going to answer your questions and fix your relationship. And that's why it's so irresponsible. I think I've seen so many stuff like that. There's like the bird theory too.
There's a new theory every day.
Or there's like, the if he wanted to, he would, and all of that bullshit.
It's very toxic.
It's so toxic, and I think it just programs all of us to think like, oh, well, if my situation, if my relationship, if my life, my routine doesn't look like the one I'm watching, there's something that I need to fix, or there's something wrong with me.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a very twisted cycle. I don't like it at all, but I
You're right.
understand like the pulls,
Right.
the psychology behind that. I understand what this post means.
Yeah. Some comments here. Someone said, so many of OP's stated concerns are about sex and attraction, which is weirdly shallow. How are you supposed to have a conversation with a worm? How is a worm supposed to portray its personality? If a human did somehow become a worm, it would be totally indistinguishable from a normal worm. There would be no possible expression of humanity. There would be no her. What a dumb question. Someone else said, I'm a woman. No woman in my circle takes the question this seriously. It's mostly asked in jest to see how their boyfriend would respond. Usually something funny. What I'm trying to say is, sir, this is a Wendy's. So lastly, someone said, the answer is no. If I can't recognize or communicate with you in any way, shape, or form, then a relationship is impossible. That is also logical. Yeah.
It's one of those where like
Just ask what you really
I
mean.
find that people do this a lot with like maybe astrology or whatever, where they will just find something that sounds like really well thought out and in depth, and they will tie it to something. Not calling out astrology specifically. I'm just saying, like, I see this a lot online where they're like, actually, if you're someone that grabs the spoon before you grab the bowl, you are someone that is decisive and is ready for action, and you leave the planning to others. And people are like, that is right. Like, it's a question of like, oh, if you're doing the worm question, what you're really asking is this.
Yeah.
Are you? Is that what you wanted to know?
That's so true.
I think people feel very much a lack of control nowadays, which is reasonable. And I think we are starved for any sort of like definitive answers on things. And people love, especially online, it's this or it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, and now you know. And it's like, sorry, man, things are fucking gray.
Nuance.
Yeah.
Especially relationships.
Our outfits.
Like, but
This is purple.
Is it really?
Uh, leave
Some
it,
unpopular
leave it in the
opinion.
comments down below.
Sometimes I have hard times with grays, but I'm getting like a green and a gray.
I guess I always thought it was like mauve.
Wait, are we being serious?
A little
Dusty lavender.
Are we
Sure.
being serious right now?
it
Or are you
looks-
fucking with me?
Not giving
it looks
dusty.
gray to me.
Not dusty at all. It's gray, but I thought my pants were gray.
There's like a tiny tinge of lavender, but it's gray.
Your
I'm wearing a
gray,
grout fit right now?
your gray is closer to a beige. Like it's gray,
Beige?
but but closer to a beige. This is like your jacket's like a darker gray than the pants.
Yeah, the
No,
lighting
look at
also
me.
throws it off.
My
anyways,
socks are
I'm trying to
wet.
figure out right now if I'm colorblind, and that's what I'm focused on.
My dad's colorblind.
But yeah,
No.
people love the black and white. They
Yes.
love the like, no, he's bad. No, he's good. And here's how you find out, and it's one of two answers. It's like,
Yes.
there's none of that. A relationship doesn't usually have much of
That's
that.
how it is on Reddit stories often too, is like even when we sort of cast someone as the villain in our mind and like there's a lot of work to be done, the first response is always just like, dump him and kill him. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, sometimes, but not
Yes.
every
Yes.
time. Not every
I
time.
completely
Yeah.
agree. That even makes me feel like, with the insecurity of, I don't think you love me enough. I feel like it's actually even one step before that, where it's kind of like fishing for being like, hey, like, do you love me a lot? Can you say that you love me a lot right now? And it's
Yeah.
like, if they come up with this like cutesy answer that's like, yeah, babe, I'm going to love you when you're a worm or a bug or bird.
I
And
think
you're like-
that's definitely where the question stems from, is like feeling insecurity and wanting reassurance, but not wanting to actually ask for it. But I also think that's a normal thing in a relationship that should be more normalized, to just be like, hey, my brain's being a little mean. I'm feeling a little insecure. Could you just give me some reassurance?
You're like, oh my God, yay. Like, and it's just like this, again, it's that little like dopamine spike where you're like,
And then she's
wow,
gonna
I
need
just
it
felt and you're
again,
going to need it again. And then
eventually,
you're like, well,
yeah.
now what if I was an insect?
Right.
You're exactly right though,
Bugs are
because
insects.
you do generally go fishing with a worm.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa.
All right. Our next story. Our next unpopular opinion. I skip every single dialogue or cutscene in every game I play, even in story-driven games.
Jail. Jail.
My time is super limited. I do not care about the story, neither in GTA nor Red Dead Redemption, The Witcher, Cyberpunk 2077, and many more. I just don't give a about the story. I just want to play, do something, and not be a spectator. That's what I use movies and TV shows for. I acknowledge that I am obviously missing what make these games magical and experiences, but I mean, it only affects myself, so yeah. I get like 2 to 3 hours a week to play video games, and I want to use these hours to actually play and not listen to someone talk.
Don't play story games then.
Cheers. Edit. Just a little addendum. I also think it's kind of pathetic when people look down on others because they're not playing on the hardest difficulty.
Yes.
OMG, then it's not even a challenge. How boring. Dude, I want to relax. No.
That I totally 100% agree with. But skipping the story, I don't.
Sweat over having to start over and over and beat some boss in Dark Souls or Elden Ring. I'm a 33-year-old man, married guy with a demanding job, physically exhausting hobbies, and a mortgage. Life brings enough challenges as it is. When I play games, I just want a short escape from reality. I don't want a challenge. I want to relax. Buddy,
This dude is beat red.
What the hell is going on, man? Why are you so angry?
Yeah.
Physically
Yes.
exhausting. He brought up his hobbies as if they're like a problem.
It's
It's like, God, I gotta keep yo-yoing.
Oh, he's so angry.
He's mad. I can feel his anger.
Oh man.
Sun's going down, big fella.
I'm like,
I know.
I'm also kind of like, hey man, you don't have to play those games.
Yeah.
You can play any game you want.
Well, he gave two opinions here, and the first one is like, look, I'm a voice actor. I voice in video games. I'm proud of the work that I do, as I'm sure most people in the industry are of the work that they do. Skip it if you want to skip it, man. You bought the game, and then
Who
you're gonna
gives a
play it
shit,
how
It's your
you like.
preference.
I don't care. And
Yeah.
regarding the difficulty thing, like, I do think game designers intend for there to be a specific experience. If you need some help or need it to be easier in order for you to enjoy it, great. I don't give a shit. Live your life. Play a game.
You know what I feel like's happening with this guy is he's reading too much shit online.
Yeah.
Because these are opinions that I see a lot only online.
Yeah.
Of people being like, "Oh, you're not experiencing the game for real, or you're not playing it on the hardest." The only people I've heard talk about you should play games on the hardest difficulty are on forums or Reddit posts.
Sure.
In real life, people are just like, "Hey, man, how's it going?"
Are you having a
it's
good time?
Yeah, like it's a different vibe.
Yeah.
Totally. He's mad at the internet.
He's mad at the internet.
And who among us is it?
Yeah,
Among Us.
truly. This reminds me, like,
Among Us.
when I pull up just things and it just pisses me off, I'm like, what did I do? And I imagine it from my cat's perspective of me being fine, being normal, pulling out my phone and just being like, and he's like, my cat must be like, why does he keep looking at that stone? It pisses him off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I sometimes refer to my phone as my piss me off device.
Yes.
I'm just like, that's what it does sometimes. I'm
Yeah.
like, why do I do this?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've gained nothing.
It's
Mhm.
still the chemical release either way. I've had to stop going on like certain apps because I'm just like, I'm just mad all the time.
Yeah.
And I can't do it.
Or sad.
Yeah.
Or just
It's
like
just a bummer.
it's just constantly a bummer because it's never going to be like full of truth. It's never going to be like an honest outlook of the whole world, just people that feel really strongly and often have an opinion that's going to upset other people.
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm not even reading like the news. I'm like looking up bullshit.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking up bullshit online about things, and people like a Reddit post where I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need this information.
Totally.
I just got mad.
Or just like with
from
social
people.
media
Like,
too.
yeah.
Like it's just you look at other people, you start comparing your lives, you see how
Yeah.
they're living, and then it just becomes like I think it's almost like that theory of kind of like if somebody else is not doing exactly what you're doing, then you must be doing something wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you immediately feel invalidated because that person is not doing the
Yeah.
same thing as you.
Sure.
And it's really troubling. And obviously on social media, you're going to be exposed to so many different people doing other things. So if you're prone to that and you're like
Yeah.
having to come to your own defense, so
My
much
wrist
so that
hurts.
you're writing this very angry Reddit post, it's like you're the only one who's really heated up about this.
You know what I just put together too?
Uh-oh.
Here's how we got to that connection. When you play a modern game, and you want to choose an easier difficulty, they don't call it easy difficulty. That's there's too many associations with that. They call it story mode.
Yeah.
'Cause they're like, these are for newer casual players who just want to experience the story, meaning like combat and things aren't going to be as hard. So that's
Ah.
why he's seeing that, being like, I hate the story. And as someone that hates the story, it's bullshit that they make me think that I want to watch it when I just need it to be easier.
Yeah, this guy's just mad about things he doesn't need to be mad about.
Yeah.
He needs to enjoy his hobby.
He needs to get a hobby.
Yeah.
And it's not video games. Just kidding. It's a hobby.
Well, some of us get pretty good at it.
Some people are pretty goated.
Yeah.
Comments. Honestly, this subreddit has so many fing garbage and poorly thought out takes that when I see one like this, I just think, yeah, sure, I disagree. No notes, upvote. OP responded, I would never have posted here if my colleague hadn't told me that it's super weird that I don't care about the story of games
Got it.
that the developers obviously put a lot of thought into. What can I say? I am still traumatized by that one Metal Gear game that
I
had
did
like
say
a
jail.
40-minute cutscene. I know that
Yeah.
it's Kojima's thing, but come on, I am trying to game here and I'm in a hurry. He's talking about Metal Gear Solid 4. That
It's
shit
just like,
happened.
why? I don't know. I mean, it's fine that I guess that you don't want to watch the story, I guess. Like, it doesn't hurt anybody. But it's also like, why? You know? Like, just play a different game. I don't know. Yeah, like, why are you buying these games?
That was my other theory, was that it was one person who upset him, and
Yeah.
he was like, everybody sucks.
Well, two people, his buddy and then Hideo Kojima.
Video game Jima. Can I say something real quick?
Sure, yeah.
I was at a con this past weekend, and David Hayter was there, and he like walked by me. We were like swapping out in this like photo area. I was like, "Excuse me, you David Hayter?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I love your work." And he goes, "Hey, you're pretty good."
Wow,
And I was like,
off the cuff, he did it.
Whoa! And then he sat behind me on the bus. It was nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Someone said, why don't you just not play story games? COD and HD2 have
Right.
good graphics. OP said, I mean, yeah, I could, but it's not like story-driven games don't give me anything. I just don't really care about the story. I mean, I enjoy RPGs. I enjoy farming for XP, resources, etc. I enjoy doing quests.
Yeah, there's no
I just
payoff.
don't care about the why.
Somebody leave this man alone.
Yeah.
Dude, I love story in games so much. It's half the reason I play.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna sit. If I like want to tell you about a game, I'll tell you about the story and be like,
Yeah.
you're gonna love this. It's gonna be great. But if I was like, are you playing this game? And you're like, yeah, we're playing the same game. And you were like, but I don't care about the story. That's just the end of that part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Someone else said, why do you play story-based games then? It must be boring as hell. OP said, because I still enjoy the graphics and the gameplay. To be completely honest, though, my favorite game series of all time is the Orcs Must Die series. Super
Okay.
easy to learn, no story, just plain tower defense and super fun. Still, from
Idle
time to
games,
time, I
yeah.
like to play other games because I find the world/mechanics/graphics super interesting. I just don't really care about the story. I'm more of a film buff. All right, man. Yeah, for sure.
And also, I hate video games for this.
And also,
for one
actually,
thing.
I despise video games. Lastly, someone said, then don't play story-driven games, I guess. Upvoted. Side note, if you had more time to yourself, do you think you'd actually get invested in a story, or do you think you'd still skip past everything? OP said, I've asked myself that question. Honestly, I don't know.
You're a
I'm
film buff
freshly
but hate
married. I have
stories?
a demanding
Yeah.
job for which I have to travel
Weird.
abroad a lot. And I don't think that I'd use the fictional extra time for diving deeper into video games. I don't want to shit on developers here, don't get me wrong. I know that a lot of video games have beautiful storylines, etc., but I'm super impatient, and when I get the time to play, I want to play, not listen to dialogue minute after minute. There are plenty of games that cater
It's
to my
part of the
tastes.
experience, though. Like, I feel like a lot of people just need to allow themselves to be like, to like slow down. Like, you don't always have to be fucking doing something, you know? Like, it's okay to just like slow down for a second. But the dude has time to rage on Reddit about it, seriously.
But sometimes I just want to have the freedom of an open world and everything else except for all the dialogues.
And that's
Haha. God damn.
You know what?
dude.
You know what it is too, is that he's not even asking for help.
Yeah.
He doesn't want advice.
No.
He's just like putting it out there, and people are still like, well, why don't you do this and why don't you do that?
Yeah.
And he's like, because I don't want to, and I don't,
Don't
like
want
that.
to, man. This is the 10th dentist.
Right. So let this man live.
Let him do his thing.
Let him do his thing.
Let him
Listen,
be over
he is
there.
a married man. And he is
Freshly
He did.
freshly married, and he is exhausted.
He did at the end there. He did at the end. I know the way he's talking about his life. I was like, he's like, oh, I'm f***ing married.
I have a new
puppies.
wife.
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh.
tired.
Can I be honest? I don't really care. Like, this guy's allowed to do whatever he wants. A lot of his shit's not adding up for me.
yeah.
He's talking about how he's like, yeah, I love
Loves
The Witcher,
movies.
Cyberpunk 2077, Red Dead Redemption. He's talking about games that all came out in like the past 5 years. He says he only has 2 hours a week. I'm like,
That's a good chunk
I
of
don't
time.
believe you've beaten all these. I don't believe you've even
Well, he's
like
freshly married. Maybe before that.
New
maybe
wife.
before that, before his fucking wife ruined
His
him.
new wife and his stupid job that sends him around the
Yeah.
world because it's exhausting.
Yeah, and he has all this time to be in Reddit,
I was about
like,
to say.
arguing with people about shit. I'm like,
Totally.
what's going on here, dude? Why are
No.
you so mad?
Yeah.
Your life, you're describing your life being pretty not horrible. I don't know. This
I
is
love
funny.
him.
This is a funny guy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he's
he
a
did
real
also
character.
perfectly. He did describe Breath of the Wild perfectly at the end there. He wanted an open world with no dialogue. I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I love Breath of the Wild. It's just stuff. You
Yeah.
just run around.
Yeah, no dialogue. He's just like, hit, hit.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Oh shoot.
That is.
Someone showed this man Breath of the Wild.
All right. It's time for our final unpopular opinion. They write, we should put dinosaurs on money instead of imperfect dead people.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dude, check out the shirt.
Yeah. 100%, dude. 1,000 billion, kajillion, trillion %. Dinosaurs are cool as fuck. Dinosaurs are so cool. I watched I watched the Netflix documentary thing that Morgan Freeman narrated a few weeks ago. That shit was awesome. That shit gave me dinosaur autism. Dinosaurs are cool.
There it is.
Dead dude on a dinosaur.
Yeah.
100 would be the ferocious Tyrannosaurus.
He's just getting into it.
Okay.
He said example.
An
50 would be
example.
the invincible Triceratops. 20, the mighty Ankylosaurus. 5, the indomitable Apatosaurus. 1, the indefatigable.
Indefatigable. It's not the easiest word.
Whatever.
Maybe we cut that word.
How about the one would be pterosaurs? Dead human beings simply cannot live up to the purity standards demanded of them by living human beings. The only avatars of perfection that can withstand the crucible of self-righteous moral relativism
Dinosaurs.
are the mighty dinosaurs. For 200 million years, the dinosaurs ruled the earth. And T-Rex were in North America. You can find their fossils in Montana and stuff, so they're an American icon.
I have notes. Like Ankylosaurus, Ankylosaurus, however you say it, that's always been my favorite. Love that being on the 20. That's great, no problem.
Yeah.
But like T-Rex on the 100, that feels a little basic. Sure.
Yeah,
we
a little
need
boring.
some more like American staples, like the Utah Raptor. That's a thing. Put that on the 5.
Or
Like-
the Utah Jazz.
The Utah Jazz. Yeah, only dinosaurs in basketball now.
Basketball player.
but, like,
This
having
is a
the
5-year-old who wrote it.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs in basketball. The Triceratops, though, I don't think that's the move. I think they'd found that was like a different stage of a different dinosaur. that already
it was like multiple. That is
Yeah.
gonna be the
Oh.
tough thing. Is like I feel like dinosaurs. We shift what they looked like.
Yeah.
Like, did they have
Yes.
feathers? What did their feathers look like? What's their shape? What's their color? I would argue more. I like what this angle is though, because look, we have Andrew Jackson on one of the bills, and that guy was a monster.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, he was awful.
Why?
Okay, well,
Unroll the scrolls.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I would argue more for animals, but like put like bison. Like, look, iconic American legend bison. Put like moose. Angela won't know.
Moose.
Angela won't know what those are, but you just put them on there.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
like famous American, like look, have just a bald eagle.
Yeah.
Do we have to have pictures on them?
I think you gotta have.
Well,
you
what's
have
the
to have like
alternative?
stuff to recognize.
We could just put a big one on it.
So easy.
Gorgonops.
Like,
Spot money, just like a
Pre-dinosaur creature. Gorgonop. Whoa, I probably learned about this in the dinosaur documentary. Hold on, I'll show you guys. Hold on. Gorgonops. Pretty cool. It is a big head.
giant 1 on a green square.
Yeah. And then a 5 and a 10 and a
drawn
100.
by crayon.
Yes. And you
Okay.
just tell people this one's real.
Yeah.
I think we should alternate. I think it needs to be like dinosaurs, like, for the history, and then like figures that we actually like. Like there was that movement for like Harriet Tubman to be on the 20, I think it was.
Yeah, that's-
That would have been
Yeah.
So I think it
awesome.
needs to be like Ankylosaurus, Harriet Tubman, like a Archaeopteryx would be the one.
Brachiosaurus.
Dream blunt
Langston
rotation.
Hughes. T-Rex. Like famed American poet Langston
Yeah.
Hughes. Just like
Pterodactyl, Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
This lineup is crazy.
Sorry, put them. It's been right here the whole time.
Oh,
put
have
them
them
together.
writing.
Harriet Tubman, like
On a dinosaur?
a Brontosaurus.
Okay.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Draw it.
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah.
Comments. Imagining how stoned you were when you wrote this made me laugh. Someone said, I wish this would happen, but there would be controversy about making the dinosaurs historically accurate. Do we show them with feathers or not? Maybe just do the skeleton? At least we're confident on that. Someone said, I would like to nominate the horseshoe crab for the silver dollar coin. They may not be a dinosaur proper, but they've been around 450 million years and have played a crucial role in manufacturing vaccines.
It's true.
Do they help make them?
Yeah, they're little up hands.
I got this, don't worry.
Their blood, which is blue, has
Whoa.
something to do with like doing that. Yeah.
Lastly, someone said, wrong sub for this, mate. This is a solid opinion that would benefit any culture with the courage to implement it.
Yep.
I think it's
It
awesome.
just unfortunately will never happen.
No.
No.
Well, never say never.
I also need to say, like, you know, if anybody is thinking about sending me like videos or photos of like dogs pooping, you don't have to. Because I will seek them out myself. I will see them.
Arasha!
Now it's weird
Yeah.
that you're looking up videos.
Well, no,
of
I'm
it.
not. No, I just in like my life.
Okay, got it.
Horseshoe
I-
crab
like,
blood
you know,
is like the most valuable liquid in the world. I didn't know that their blood was so important. That's interesting.
Walking outside and stuff.
Can I give you one note as a friend?
Yeah.
C sharp. No. Can I? I think you were saying like you don't have to. Again, as someone that takes it literally, I'm like, oh well, I still can. It's no problem.
Next to printer
Be
ink.
direct at the camera. Don't do it. Or
Okay.
Do it. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Please don't.
There we go.
Please don't.
Okay.
I don't need that.
The
I
person
just
with
want
the
to
social
share.
grace to send you a shitting dog video is also not going to understand the maybe you could, maybe you couldn't.
They're still going to, but you know, just needing to put that out there. You know, you
They're
don't,
watching, they're like, yeah, that's for sure.
don't
still do it.
don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not craving it or anything. I'm not desiring it. It's just the way I am.
It's been so great.
Arasha.
Now we can cut it out
So-
because there's like 5 different points. What's talking about it? We'll be
We
short.
can't cut half the episode
Yeah.
anymore.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's okay.
I
Yeah.
think it's because it follows up, like, you had your dropout presentation where you were like, dogs aren't cute.
Yes.
But now
Yes.
followed by this opinion, it's a weird combination. It's a little hypocritical
I did recently.
in the strangest way.
And listen, people are contradictions.
They sure are.
I did recently watch the Shane killing other Shanes one again. It was great. I didn't ask y'all your favorite dinosaurs. I'm so sorry.
Oh, favorite dinosaur.
I don't think I have one.
No, just
I like the long neck one.
yeah, to pick.
You know, the tall one.
The
Brontosaurus.
Is that the one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can see
I
that.
love dinosaurs.
Yeah, that one.
That's pretty good. That shot of like Littlefoot's mom turning around to see him, and she just like goes off camera, and then. What did you say, Littlefoot? Like it's a crazy shot.
Is there only one tall dinosaur?
No, there's
No.
plenty of tall dinosaurs.
Well, how did you guys?
But
There's a-
Brontosaurus is the tallest.
That's
Yeah.
the one. That's the Fred Flintstone at work.
Oh, okay.
It's just a
Okay.
very famous dinosaur.
Okay, yeah, I like that one.
Dinosaur 101. Yeah, kind of.
Okay, that one's my favorite.
Okay. Thank you both for being here.
Let's take a look at some other. Hey,
Hello?
hold on. Hold on. All right. According to How Stuff Works, printer ink is number 6 and horseshoe crab blood is number 3. That's crazy. Whoa. I didn't realize printer ink was so sought after. Is there a printer ink shortage? What is printer ink? What is the ink? Relationship dilemmas that make you think. And Angela's in it? Yes.
Welcome to Smosh Reads. Reddit.
Printer companies are insanely greedy. Whoa. Trump is rushed from dinner amid reports of shots fired. Oh my God. This is the third time that I've been live where a Republican has been shot. Third, yes, Marilyn, you know. First time was Trump when he got shot in the ear. Second time, Charlie Kirk. Third time, Trump again. Been here all 3 times. Yeah, shot in the ear. That's crazy. Holy shit, bro. Damn. That's how I feel about that. Who pushed that button? Wasn't me.
Stories. I'm Shane, and today's theme, relationships, a classic one. And I'm joined with 2 people who love relationships. Angela and Tommy.
I'm the guitar.
And that's a relationship. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow.
How's your
How's your rug?
I mean, I could say good. It's just a funny way to start. How's your relationship?
No, that's why I stopped. That's why I immediately went, no, don't ask that.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
How many of these stories do you think the solution is just going to be, oh, just talk to him?
It's
All
gonna
of
be just
them?
Communication.
Just
I'd
talk
say
to him.
100% of them.
Just talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can
And
just,
or
Just have a
break up
conversation.
right now.
it's break up, or if talk to him, and if you can't talk to him, if
Break
that's
up.
not the option, you
Right.
got to break up.
Go home.
It is kind of a, there you go.
It's
You got
usually
2
that.
options usually.
It's you should have communicated, or you should be communicating.
Excommunicated.
Oh yeah.
Out of
or
the country.
Or you should
excommunicated.
be
Yes.
excommunicated.
All right, let's hop into this first story.
Ready to hop.
This comes from Relationship Advice. How do I, a 20-year-old man, tell my partner, a 20-year-old woman, that her brain rot is making her less attractive?
That's awesome.
I think this type of humor can be funny once in a while, and I
Yeah.
understand that it's a part of the culture of people our age. However, her vocabulary is full of just straight up brain rot to the
He's
point where
fine.
it doesn't feel like just a joke.
Damn. What a shame. What a shame.
Joke anymore. Everything was endearing during the honeymoon phase, so I used to frequently joke back to her. But now it's hard to find Sigma or Hawk Tua attractive, you know? It has gotten to the point where I cannot have a single conversation
Not Hawk
with her
Tua.
in person or over
I
text
forgot about
where
that.
this type of language is not involved. I know this sounds so idiotic, but it genuinely
I feel
turns
like
me
the
off
new Hawk Tua is 6'7".
when I try to have a normal, mature conversation, but she responds with just brain rot. The thing is, she can be serious when needed, and occasionally we'll have a good conversation. These are the moments that I look forward to, where I don't feel like I'm talking to an immature high school boy stuck in the body of an attractive woman. It's beginning to affect our sex life, as I'm finding it hard to get turned on by her. She's beginning to notice my lack of enthusiasm and feels insecure about it. I feel guilty for feeling this way, as she shows me nothing but love and support. I love her so much, but this is the one thing that I cannot get over. I just don't know how to approach this subject with her because I don't want to hurt her feelings or make her feel self-conscious around me. I always try to reassure her when she's insecure, so I feel terrible bringing this up to her for fear of making her more insecure. She's a genuinely sweet, funny person, but the brain rot has gotten to be just too much for an adult.
Your look.
Can I ask, for the people at home
Yeah.
and for me, what is technically brain rot?
Brain rot is probably using a lot of memes, meme culture.
It's like lingo that's like from TikTok.
Chronically
Just referencing
online
stuff.
stuff.
Like what? And when we were in middle school, when it was just like movie quotes.
Sure.
I think it'd be like saying my wife all the time.
Yeah.
My
Or
wife.
like you're just referencing content.
I mean, there's been brain rot. You could argue there's been brain rot for a long time. Like, as a millennial, it's like if back in the day, after sex, you were like, YOLO.
Yeah.
YOLO.
And then you're like
you just
planking
lost
everywhere.
the game.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So just like cringe shit.
It's
cringe.
Yeah.
It's cringy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sounds like she's being ironic all the time.
I was ironic about this until I wasn't.
Did everybody just lose the game too?
That's the problem with irony.
Irony. Oh, that's why I always sing "It's a Smosh Sleepover." It's a best. And now I'm starting to love the song. So much with submissive and breedable too.
I know our audience has seen us joke about things ironically to a point where they are like, all right, we get it.
Yeah.
Right.
We're done.
Yeah.
We're done here.
Yeah.
100%.
And I understand it. And I think what he's really saying here is like, hey, I want you to be serious with me a little more. It sounds like she's joking all the time.
Yes.
And it's fun to joke. Like in a relationship, it's so great to be joking nonstop, but you need to have those moments where you genuinely connect. And it sounds like she handles being maybe uncomfortable with this.
By being,
By doubling down.
Exactly.
Yeah, by it's an easy thing to just throw out there.
It is exhausting to be in a relationship with someone who's like, I'm funny.
Oh yeah, the guy that was
You're like
constantly
a
making up
perpetual
words.
audience member.
Yeah.
There were times where I was like, I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm not being genuine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's rough sometimes.
I think this is extremely, not necessarily with brain rot, but just like the joking partner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I think it's a very common trope. I've heard about this a lot here in LA, where there's a lot of entertainers, a lot of comedians who they use it as a crutch. And even deep into the relationship, they just cannot be serious. They have to always be joking because that's how they handle anything.
It also creates a nice distance between your emotions.
I also have some friends that are only jokes. And it's not even a relationship where I'm like, oh, we don't talk deep. We just
do bits.
And those are great too. But like sometimes I think for your primary relationship, it's hard if it's just joke city. Some people like that though.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, I think you are on the money with saying that it isn't about what she's joking. It's not the brain rot. It's the deflection.
It's the joking. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we don't have an update, but we do have an edit that they include. And they go, sorry for my overusage of brain rot, LOL, make that 9 times. I am referring to common terms frequently used on TikTok/other social media platforms. Example, XYZ happened, her. You've got to be rizzing me.
That's awful.
I think he's dating Trevor. They continue, I understand the humor and I also use it from time to time, but I think it's hard not to get tired of something after excessive usage. I will have a conversation with her about it soon, and I realize my fault in this for not communicating clearly to her. Guess I was just concerned about making her feel less than and damaging her self-esteem. Thank you all for the advice. I will do better. There's a way to communicate things that isn't hurtful, because it's not about saying like, I don't like this thing. It's like, hey, like, I'd really like us to have more moments where we connect and talk.
Or you can say like, I need this from you. Like, I need more serious moments from you, not I don't like how unserious you are, you know?
Right.
Pivot it to like a, if you love me, you do this to me.
Yeah.
And say it like that.
Please.
A bunch of comments. For anyone who doesn't know the term brain rot after reading it nearly a dozen times, it's like walking around all day in the 90s saying, Waza, Baba Booey, Shawing.
You really delivered those too.
ETA, because this is cracking me up, LOL. Here's some context. Hey, how's it going? What's up? Nice to meet you. I'm John. Baba Booey. Oh, the dress that girl is wearing is so pretty. Shawing. I imagine this gets old pretty fast. I'm sorry, man. You shouldn't have left that comment.
That was bad.
No, it's very real though. Yes. Someone else said instead of a swear jar, make a skibbity jar. LOL. Just tell her
A skibbity jar?
cringe. Be clear, it's the words themselves, not her. Someone else said looks disappear over time, but conversations will go on forever. It's important to at least be on the same level because that's where you guys are headed for the rest of your life.
Holy shit.
That's
They
crazy.
say that on Love Is Blind.
That's crazy to think that there's going to be a retirement home someday with a bunch of 80-year-olds being like, skibbity,
Skibbity Riz.
what's up?
Show it to me, Rachel.
6, 7.
Show me to me, Rachel, please.
Oh, God.
Awful.
OP said in response to a deleted comment, when we talk, I'd ask her about her day and ask follow-up questions. However, when I talk about anything, she'd just respond with, that's so skibbity, or sigma, or something along those lines. It's funny and cute when we're having lighthearted conversations, but it feels a bit superficial when I want to have deeper conversations with her.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just bothered by her lack of effort in our conversations. Someone said, tell her this specifically. I think that's the
How
answer.
about that?
Yeah.
How about that? You found it.
Yep.
You found
Talk
it.
to
There
each
it is.
other.
Be honest. I also am like, I get this with a 20-year-old. Like a 20-year-old
For
who's still
sure.
uncomfortable, who's still like, because a relationship is a
Yeah.
scary thing, especially if like this might be one of her first like long-term relationships. Like it's like she's just sitting there like
like,
scared to go further, scared to be vulnerable. Like this is a way to block that.
And
so.
we're all 20, so
And we're all 20
We know what it's
years
like.
old.
Just about to like enter the realness of it
I
all.
know.
Yeah.
We're just about to
I'm
hit
like
our
on the
stride.
precipice.
Yeah.
Of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Still, I'm just like so 22. Look at me, my God.
My God.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry. I had a take. I wanted to
Okay.
say.
Oh yeah.
I'm starting to think this. I don't know if I'm ready to like really hard launch this thought, but I've been floating in my head that trends are always embarrassing.
Eventually, yeah.
Fashion trends, trends. Like anytime I see a picture of myself in high school following a trend very well, and I know I looked amazing then, it's embarrassing now.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to think like if I want to dress on trend, I get a little scared. When you see like brides from the 80s dressing on trend for the 80s,
Yeah.
you're like, that sucks. You have that now all the time.
Yeah.
My mom was in a huge headpiece.
My mom was too.
Spit. Like, shouldn't have been in
She
it.
looked really
What's
good
tough
though.
now is that with the internet, trends move so much faster than they
Yes.
used to,
Yes.
right? Like, it's hard to explain to like younger people, but I'm like, Numa Numa was big for like a year.
Yeah.
Right? Like keyboard cat was a thing for a while.
Long time.
But
Yes.
nowadays, a thing is a thing for like a day.
Yep.
It literally
Yeah.
It moves
is.
on, and if you're quoting that the day after, you're cringe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It moves too fast nowadays. It's kind of always we're almost in like the post meme era where it's cringe from
Absolutely.
the beginning because of the speed of it all.
Like saying any of it, you look dumb.
But it's also whatever. I
It's
mean,
also
it's
being
also whatever.
current.
it's also fun because it's cringe, and it's fun because it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I like the ooh-ee-ah cat.
At the end of
I
the
like
day,
the ooh-ee-ah cat, all the different songs with the ooh-ee-ah. That makes me a boomer, and that's fine.
and that's fine.
I like the ooh-ee-ah cat.
This episode of Reddit Stories is brought to you by Booking.com, the official accommodation.
Nope. Damn, that's a long sponsor segment. I stayed with my cheating wife. Oh God. All right.
All right.
What was that? Sometimes the end.
Take me
Sometimes the end of their ad takes of their ad breaks are kind of funny.
out of my small home. All right.
Like what was
Our next
happening?
story. This comes from True Off My Chest. I'm that one who decided to stay with my cheating wife with conditions. Okay.
Interesting.
People familiar with relationship subreddits have probably seen posts where the cheating partner offers all kinds of shit in return for reconciling. Well, I'm one of those who ended up accepting those things. The quick backstory is that I became suspicious when going out with coworkers went from like 5 times a year to 5 times a month or more. One day when she texted me that she was going to an after-work event, I went to the car park at her job and put the dog GPS collar in the trunk. She drove to an apartment building. I checked all the names on the door and then compared them to names on her LinkedIn, and sure enough, she had a coworker who lived there. Won't bore you with all the details, but she ended up confessing after I confronted her that night when she got home. A lot of crying, screaming, pleading, it didn't mean anything, yada yada. Then she went and stayed with her parents. I was set on divorce at first, but every day she gave me the "we can fix this, I'll do anything" speech, and that's how it started to grow on me. That was over 3 years ago. In exchange for not filing for divorce for the first 12 months, the following rules are in place.
Buckle up.
Wait, hold on. Okay.
Thank you.
Pull the lever. Buckle up. Oh, helmet.
You have a helmet on this roller coaster?
We got Darth Vader over here.
Holy shit. Here are the following rules. Post-nup, if she filed or if I filed after the 12 months, I would get first dibs on the house, still 50-50. There would be no alimony and we would keep any personal assets. 2, no kids. I didn't want kids before this. She was more back and forth. 3, our old joint bank account is now my bank account. It's still being used in the same way, as in we both put money in and then use it for larger purchases, groceries, gas, insurance, etc., but falls to me in case of divorce as per the post-nup. She can still use it with a spending limit. 4, she needs to find a new job and cut off any old coworkers. 5, cut off one of her friends who knew about the affair. 6, open relationship on my end, only used this a total of 3 times. The last time was over a year ago. Fucking hate dating. 7, STD tests. 1 initial for both, every month for her. For me, only if I slept with someone else. However, we don't plan to do these anymore. It was just a pain. 8, location on her phone. 9, no going out alone without my consent. 10, no alcohol. She used to have a problem with day drinking. This wasn't really a factor in her affair. I just took the opportunity to be rid of it. 11, no complaining about the rules or post-nup. Obviously, it's a bit more detailed than that, but those are the major points. Questions I can imagine getting. Are you happy? Yeah, I would say so. I still get pissed when I think about it sometimes, but it fades just as quick. It was much harder in the beginning. Is she happy? She says she is and that she doesn't regret it. Doesn't regret it? Doesn't regret getting back with him with the rules is what I'm assuming. Do you feel controlling? Yep. Do you still have sex? Yes. I would say we average about the same as before I discovered her cheating. It's okay. It took a long time for us to start having sex again, though. Did you go to couples counseling? 2 sessions. Done.
Healed.
Graduated.
2 sessions. That dude didn't like me very much. Smiley face. She went to a therapist by herself for a while. Pretty much no one knows about all this except you. So it's nice to write it out. Have a nice day. I'm shocked that I could hear a story that starts with my partner cheated on me.
And then not
and
liking.
I can end the story by hating you more than I think.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Like this guy's gonna be like, and I will not be enabling comments on this post.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to hear anything. The fact that he tried to beat us to it with the question.
I understand in after like infidelity of like there's a lot to gain back trust.
Yeah.
The start of this I was all like, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Correct. Like, oh, you're gonna set up some
Yeah, they're
rules,
both weird.
boundaries.
Then the bank account came in, and it was like, what's all that about?
Several of these had nothing to do really with.
Right.
This is all about gaining back trust.
The one about leaving your friend, that friend group from that office, and that friend that knew about it, I can understand a little bit of that. Like, but to act like it's a requirement rather than like a here, help me heal.
Yes.
These things will help rather than like these are the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
The way they're going about this is all wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Absolutely.
And I do think conquering it, like if you're going to try to move past infidelity, which is extremely hard, right? I do think you need a professional involved.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
would think I would need one. No different than if you're writing out a post-nup, like you need a lawyer involved. If you're trying to set up boundaries for how your relationship can heal from one of the most damaging things that can happen to it, you need a relationship expert who is outside of your
both parties
relationship.
are hurt.
Yeah, and both parties need to also like be fully honest and agreeing
And
that
work
this is
together.
going to work.
Yeah.
This does not seem like this seems horrible.
It feels
Yeah.
like he is abusing the shame and guilt that she is feeling and manipulating that to then have full control of her. And so his insecurities could be silenced and he has her basically on a string.
I don't love so many aspects of this, right? I don't love, well, for one, it's open on my end.
That's
at least
crazy.
3 times. I don't trust this person. This is a unreliable narrator. I don't love that he's like 2 sessions in regards to the counselor. 2 sessions. That dude didn't like me very much. Smiley face. I'm like, you're
Like, you're happy?
villain.
You're happy
What
about
the
him
hell
not
are
liking
you
you?
doing?
Yeah,
and
dude.
Like,
I can now confidently say I cannot move past cheating either. Because that shit happened to me. And I fucking left.
I fully understand. I understand the suspicion and when you're in a place of distrust, what you'll go to. He put a tracker on her car. There's just the lengths this guy is immediately going to.
Yes.
These are red flags.
Yep.
And I think there are times in life when people get the
Yeah, like
excuse-
there's like before I had ever like been cheated on, like whenever someone would say like, yeah, like I've been cheated on or someone cheated on me. Like I obviously knew that that sucks and like is a really hard thing to go through, but then once it actually happens to you and you're like join the club per se, you're like, damn. I get it. Like that shit fucking sucks.
When someone does something wrong, and they definitely did something wrong, but
Damn.
that doesn't give you permission to be a monster.
Right.
And be like, well, I'm allowed to because this person wronged me. It's like, okay, people can wrong you. You still need to be
A good
like,
person.
what's your end goal here?
Right.
Is kind of where I'm thinking.
And the answer to infidelity is not the other person gets to do it.
Yeah.
And that's yeah. Like I understand how some people go like, well, this is how it'll equal out. It's like, but you're
Just making
Just
making
break
it
up.
break up.
like it's done.
Right. Unless it's Brad Pitt. That's my mom.
Comments. Another question. Do you really see yourself staying in this marriage? OP responded, well, I've stayed so far, smiling face.
Go fuck yourself.
Jesus, for real.
Yeah, that has 246 downvotes. So
That's awesome.
the audience does not like him.
Good.
Hard to do. Like, if you get cheated on,
Yeah.
it's easy to write a post out where people would be like, on your side.
Yeah.
Right.
Someone said, sounds miserable. I would 1000% rather be alone than this circus. You're cracked, man. Got all this figured out to what? Grow old with someone that doesn't love you and you have to police? Fuck that. OP responded, I don't really have to do anything, to be honest. It's not like I sit and watch her location all day. And I can always get a divorce if I feel like it. 159 downvotes.
Go away.
Go away and get out. God.
Just go.
Someone said turning the joint into your own personal account? That wasn't even necessary, dude. Daylight robbery. Give her the amount she contributed back. OP said that was very much necessary. It's insurance and a divorce cushion for me. I think cheaters should pay, so why not literally? 91 downvotes. Someone replied to that saying, good question, why not literally? How much does cheating cost? $5? 500K? You'll have to enlighten me on the monetary value of cheating. Does having the bank account all to yourself make you feel any better? If yes, then maybe you should have just let your wife know the sum of money she has to pay you in order to make cheating feel better. We have a small edit/update here. Yeah, I know our lives seem dark and depressing based on the above. I get it. I'm a horrible person. But we also go on dates, travel the world, buy each other flowers, cuddle, have friends, play sports, etc., etc. Without evil, there can be no good. So it must be good to be evil sometimes. Satan.
Sorry, that was a quote from
That
Satan?
was a quote from Satan.
Oh.
So he
is
quoted
quoting
Satan.
He is quoting Satan, which has me wondering if he's Satan.
It's giving Satan.
Sounds like
It's
something
giving
Satan would
Satan.
say.
By the way, this is Satan from South Park.
I was gonna say, where is Satan on the record?
I hope this is fake. I hope this is a guy who just loves to like rile people up. I hope it's rage bait.
Yeah.
It could be a person who was cheated on and is now living a fantasy online of all this stuff. Right. But I also know, like, unfortunately, in relationships, like things get really unbalanced, really toxic stuff happens, and this is a very
And I also I feel
unique.
for her because shame. I do believe shame and guilt could blind you in scenarios where you're
Yeah.
like, I messed up.
So
I
whatever
deserve
you want.
this.
Yeah.
And that's not true.
yeah.
Yeah. You can get manipulated that way.
I'm so curious what's going on in this relationship before
Before it all went down.
she was cheating and stuff.
Yeah.
There's not really. I'm not going to say like there's an excuse for cheating, but like this could be a
If he
very
was, like,
bad relationship
abusive.
where she is scared and doesn't feel she can get out.
100%. So she's like going behind his back rather than communicating openly because it sounds like this guy doesn't want to communicate and he just has restrictions.
Moving on from that guy who sucks.
So many times I wanted to say post-nup clarity,
Ha.
but I didn't say it. And you're welcome. Next
Yeah.
story.
Brain rot.
Our next story comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for embarrassing my husband after he kept pretending not to hear me? Uh-oh.
I hate that shit.
My husband, who's 34, has this super annoying habit. If he's on his phone watching TV or just not in the mood to respond,
Even like when I was a kid, I remember like getting really mad at like my friends when they would like pretend not to hear me. Like that shit made me really mad. I hate that shit.
he pretends he doesn't hear me. I'll ask him something and he'll just sit there, completely ignoring me, even though I know he can hear me. I've called him out on it before, and he always says, "Oh, I just didn't hear you." But it happens way too often to be accidental. So last weekend, we were at a family gathering, and it happened again. I was trying to get his attention while he was scrolling on his phone, and he completely ignored me. I even said his name 3 times. Nothing. So instead of getting mad, I decided to test something. I casually said, "Hey babe, there's cake in the kitchen." Suddenly, he snapped his head up and went, "What kind of cake?" I just looked at him and said, "Oh, so you can hear me." His mom laughed, his sister smirked, and my husband turned red and got all huffy, saying I was trying to embarrass him on purpose. Now he's annoyed and says I was being passive-aggressive instead of just talking to him about it privately. I told him I've tried talking to him about it, and he always denies doing it. Am I the asshole for calling him out like that in front of his family?
Okay, that wasn't a call out. She was like, "Oh."
Is this an episode of Everyone Loves Raymond?
I was gonna say this
exactly.
is sitcom.
Oh, so you can hear me.
This is sitcom level. Man, yeah. She's not the asshole. Like,
no, not a
this
not a
is-
chance.
Come on.
Oh, so you can hear me.
Right. There's no cake. Right. But what do you mean there's no cake?
Boom.
Or he goes, yeah. She goes, oh, so you can hear me. He goes, what?
I mean, okay. Look, I'm not going to defend this guy, but I will say.
Sometimes chicks are annoying. Is that what you were gonna say? Is that what you were gonna say?
And you did it like a chef.
Is that what you were gonna say?
No, I've never seen that.
Is that what you were gonna say?
But sometimes chicks. I was going to say, there are words, no different than like when you're near a dog and you say treat or walk, and the dog's just like,
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
like,
true.
hey,
like
honey,
there are some words.
food. Like, yeah.
Like there's some words that someone.
Thanks for
Like,
lurking.
like in crowds, my hearing can kind of suck. But I could be in a crowd, and if I'll hear like a trigger word, like out there, like someone will mention a show I'm watching, or someone will just say something exciting, and I'll just be like, what? Like, oh, they're mentioning that thing I like. I'm trying to
No,
think of an
100%.
example, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it happens at lunch all the time. I'll hear someone talking about a musical. And I'm
Yeah.
like, be present with the conversation you're in, Angela.
You'll hear across
What
the,
y'all talking about?
across the room, someone will be like, yeah, Avenue Q, and you're like, what?
Let him talk.
Oh, man.
Like, do you think before she, called him out, did a little sitcom call out, do you think he's actually like not listening to her?
It depends on how long they've been married and stuff. Like, some people do really, like, when they're, like, invested on their phone, like, they do kind of get in a trance.
Right.
Like, people get in a almost trance-like state. And so maybe their name, like, if he's used to her, like, talking to him, like, he is unfortunately filtering it out. I don't think that's good. I think
Right.
he should absolutely be more mindful of his partner. But I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know this guy. I'd kind of have to see it happen.
Right. And you
But,
can
like-
catch it tonight at 5 p.m. on
Yeah,
TBS.
right after Big Bang Theory. Because like I've definitely seen people get lost in a trance in their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've had it happen where I'm talking to them and then I'm like, oh wait, they're not
Mm-hmm.
paying attention.
When my
Yeah.
dad was first losing his hearing, he's not completely, he wears hearing aids. But when he was first like losing his hearing, there was times where it would be like, Tom, and he'd be like, huh?
Yeah, that made me think of my grandpa. We caught him. When he figured out how to connect his hearing aids to his phone,
Oh yeah.
he would, like at dinner, and he's just on Facebook watching videos.
Yep.
And it's just connected. And he's like, they're not working today or whatever. And we're like, yes, they fucking are.
Yeah.
Or
like
he
you
would
li-
turn them off on purpose so he could enjoy his meal.
That's funny.
And we were like, that's. And then my grandmother goes, he's turning off his hearing aids. I see what you're doing, John. He's turning off. He's like,
What?
That's amazing.
brilliant.
Yeah, I mean it could be selective hearing. Comments. You embarrassed me on purpose. No, I showed that you are purposely acting in a way that is detrimental to a relationship. That your family laughed at you shows that they all agree. Someone else said, yep, the way the mom and sister reacted gave me the impression that they've been on the receiving end of this little habit of his too. So this was
That's
probably
such an
a case
annoying
of
thing to do.
catharsis by proxy for them. Someone said, do the same to him, especially when he's asking for sex. I think his hearing issues will get all cleared up. Someone said, oh, my dear OP, do it again and again and again till he realizes that being dismissive and gaslighting you is not going to fly. OP said, I plan to do just that if he keeps this up. Has 1,000 upvotes. Yeah, I mean, sure.
Sure.
At this level, I mean, I think it's if she's really bothered by it and viewing it as real disrespect, it's like, hey, like, you're not being present with me. I don't
Yeah.
feel heard. Like,
Right.
it could be. This is one of those small issues that can grow into a bigger issue if you
Yeah.
For real.
Like, you can play little games and make jokes, and
But it
test
gets
him,
to a
or
point.
you can like really be like, hey, this is a problem.
And your sitcom can turn into a 45-minute hour spinoff.
Because 60 Minutes
Drama.
comes on after.
Yep.
Sick, dude.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Wasn't what I was going for, but loved that.
It's Dateline when she
No,
kills
no,
him.
I got it. I got it. I was
Yeah.
going like into a drama, into like The Good Wife.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That was awesome, you two.
And then it gets late. You let it get later. You change the channel. It's Nick at Night.
Yeah.
George Lopez comes on. Then it's
Yeah.
funny again.
Then it's Jerry Springer.
Yeah. You get to Jerry Springer. Then it's
That's
fun
great.
again.
Yeah. And then
Ooh.
we're at Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Jesus. God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Sonic comes on. Next story.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for charging my partner rent for living in the house?
WLW.
This is marked WLW, woman loving woman. Fellow potential assholes, first, thanks for any honest advice you can provide. A bit of background. My girlfriend and I have been dating, not married, for 3 years. She's 3 years older than me and has 2 degrees, master's and bachelor's, from 2 prestigious universities, compared to my 1 bachelor's from a state college. We started dating at the tail end of our college careers, back when we both had mediocre jobs. When I began my first adult gig, I felt a shift in our relationship, as if she was envious about how quickly I was able to advance. Needless to say, I ended up leveraging my contacts and helped her get a similar position with way better pay than what she was making before. As I continued advancing in my role, I was given significant salary bonuses. And when I brought in more money, she'd casually make remarks like, now you can be my sugar mama. Now you can pay for dinner. I can't wait to be a stay-at-home mom. And the kicker, you have to stop living in the mindset that what's yours is yours, and that includes finances. Every single time, I'd follow up with my own comments along the lines of, I'm not into that. Our relationship should be equal 50-50. Or maybe you can begin applying for promotions or positions that will pay more. Her classic answer, I like my job too much to do that. Side note, in my opinion, that's a bullshit answer and shows me that she does not want to apply herself or put in her own work to get a better paying job. But you be the judge of that. Prior to the home purchase, we sat down and discussed where we both stood financially and how the home buying scenario would play out. We quickly realized a few things. 1, she did not have a significant savings. 2, she did not have the best credit. And 3, she had overwhelming debt that I never knew about till this conversation. After moments of bickering, I made an executive decision to go in on the home by myself and mentioned that in doing so, she would have to pay me rent in exchange. She agreed. Fast forward to present day. The home was purchased and we moved in a week ago. It's in my name only. Mortgage is $2,100 a month. I asked that she pay $900 in rent. Last night during our date, she expressed how frustrated she was at me, said that me asking her to pay rent caught her off guard, and that paying rent
Yeah,
to
that's
live
weird.
in our home irked her. I was shocked, felt instantly uncomfortable, then drew back on the conversation we had when she agreed to pay rent. In short, her rationale was this: I don't believe in paying rent in a house I don't own. And we are partners. Maybe one day we will be life partners. It shouldn't have to be about money all the time. Ugh, help. I feel like she's manipulating the situation, but I also understand where she is coming from. Am I the asshole? Oh boy, that is complicated.
That's so okay. All right. Let's.
I should say the verdict is not the asshole, and I'm not immediately jumping to like, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
My take is kind of not like, you're the asshole or not the asshole. I'm like, that's one of those kind of decisions where I'm like, I understand where you're coming from. Do you want this relationship to work out? Like, is this relationship going to work out in this
Yeah.
type? This is not a healthy
Are
environment.
you fighting
No.
for the best case scenario
Like-
of your relationship?
Yeah.
Like, this is not, if you're in a situation where you don't trust your partner financially on that degree,
Yeah.
like, you're not in a situation to be long-term partners.
I'm not on anyone's side. I'm just trying to figure this out. You bought the house.
Yeah.
But you obviously there's like a down payment. You're still buying the house if there's a mortgage that you're paying, right? So she's not paying rent. She's helping buy
Her
the
paying-
house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes, that she is.
So
by
it's
paying,
not-
by paying off the mortgage, she is investing in the
In
home.
the house.
Yes. Yes. She's paying her rent, and she's paying her close to half. If the mortgage payment is $2,100, she's paying damn near basically half of it. And yeah, over time, it's like, oh, thank you for helping me buy this house.
Buy
Yeah.
my house.
If the
yeah.
relationship doesn't work out, it's like, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm seeing is that I'm like, I don't really care who's right and wrong. This is a situation where resentment is, of course, going to get built up.
Yeah. Right.
Both ways.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Both ways, absolutely. And so I'm just like, I don't think this is going to work.
Right. The like you should. Oh, she's not applying herself. That was like. That feels like not part of this conversation. That feels like a different thing that you're thinking.
OP's partner agreed to this situation, right?
Right, yeah.
Of course they agreed. I think I'm not sure how they are putting this because it's like this is buying her house. She is buying her house. The rent situation it's just a situation that's going to cause resentment.
I mean, as
Like,
rent is the wrong way to do it.
time, if she
I
does, and then
agree.
They break up. It's like, all right,
It's my
I'll
house,
pay
get out
your
of here.
house. Now it is also rent, but it's like, I don't know. This doesn't feel like a partnership. This feels like your roommates.
No,
now.
yeah.
And
Right.
I don't know. It's just,
Housing
And
stuff
then it's
is
like, I want you to be my sugar mama.
so
But
complicated.
then like, no, I don't want that. But then it's like you don't want to pay rent anymore. Am I right
Yeah.
on that's what she said? The girlfriend doesn't want to pay rent anymore? Or she's being
Yeah.
like fussy about it, I guess.
that way, like the girlfriend is saying the quiet part out loud. Like there is a lot of like, I don't know. There's a lot of,
This is
layered.
Right,
This
yeah.
is layered.
It's like, and it's all about power dynamics a little bit. Like at the end of the day, like love is love. Love is love.
Hey, that's
love is
awesome.
love.
Thank you.
But like money is such a specific thing that gets in the like
Yeah.
it's a power thing and it always has a space at the table, unfortunately, and that's just like what we live in.
Yeah.
And it affects stuff.
It's a huge thing, and we talk about like romantic trust all the time, right? And it's like you got to trust your partner, but it's like financial trust is a whole other
Massive.
as equally as important situation. And we have a situation where I'm like, oh, I think you guys sound like you have a great relationship. You don't financially trust each other,
No.
and that's not sustainable.
And that ultimately is trust.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like trust is trust, love
Right.
is love.
There you go.
I looked at you again.
I know.
So
People have completely different views and values in regards to money, similar to like every other aspect of relationships. And it sounds like they have completely different values, and they skated over that.
yeah.
Yeah,
she's
they
like,
avoided it until there's a house involved.
Until it became, you have to deal with it. She believes everything should be 50-50. Her partner clearly doesn't view it that way.
And like there is not one right or wrong way. It even gets into culturally. Sometimes people
Yeah.
Right.
believe one thing.
They just have to agree.
It's just actually then
One more Junimo.
treating each other equally is the hard part.
I think their communication sounds
Oh, I need
really
to
bad
actually
because
make
the
more
girlfriend is constantly
legs.
making all these jokes of like, you're gonna be my sugar mom, and now you can pay for dinner, like saying all these jokes. But I'm like, are you guys really having an actual conversation of what is
Right.
real in this relationship? Because when you don't, and then you're making all these jokes, it's like sometimes jokes feel a little real when there's too many of them all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like I said, the verdict was not the asshole. I definitely can agree with that. Comments, not the asshole. She made it sound like jokes, but she's been telling you all along that she expects you to support her financially. So I don't know why you seem surprised that she would renege you on your paying to live there. Also, she was hiding debt while pushing you toward joint finances. That is a pretty significant problem. If you don't want to be her ATM for the rest of your lives, you should reconsider the entire relationship. I will say, I've talked about how I think cheating is in regards to a lot of things. Hiding severe debt with a partner that you were gonna
That's
like,
rough.
pretty freaking
that
bad.
is like a kind of cheating to me,
No,
and
I-
that's
Flying.
yeah. Someone said, not the asshole. In my opinion, there is no good reason why someone with a stable income should not contribute towards paying for their share of the house they live in. You don't have joint funds, you're not married, and yet she won't even cover anything towards it. You're paying for her to live there. You're being more than generous. I don't know the situation with the groceries or furnishing the house, but that still wouldn't change my answer. Seems like she's clearly using you. Lastly, someone said, info. How big is the house, bedrooms, bathrooms, and how does what you're charging her compare to rent prices in your area? Did you and your girlfriend try and buy this house together and realize finances wouldn't work? Or did you realize that early on, find this house and buy it on your own? The reason I see this getting kinda into everyone sucks here territory is if she's paying a larger portion of the mortgage than she would as a strict tenant, especially if she didn't have any say in the house and what rent figures would look like for her. The biggest issue with these types of situations is when people sit on the fence and blur lines. She absolutely should be paying rent, no question. But I do think it's tricky figuring out a fair amount, and that's why there needs to be a clear discussion about the future of the house
Yeah.
as the relationship grows. Even outside of this issue, it's probably a good idea to talk more about each of your opinions on how bills should be split. Plenty of couples do a strict 50-50, but plenty others split it proportional to income. I think that comment summed up exactly what I was trying to figure out. And I think I didn't know how I felt, what I was trying to figure out about this story. And I think that summed it up well, is that there doesn't seem to be a plan in place for the future.
Right.
It's just like, yes, this is fair, like aspects of this seem fair, but it just also feels murky.
Murky.
But
Also, that commenter, this is Reddit, not a textbook. They could write it. They could have written that a little more dumb for me.
I know.
Real.
I know.
That's just a note.
I'm stupid.
That's just a note.
I don't understand. This situation just feels so real. You know,
Yeah,
like
that's
this is such
legitimate.
a like.
You can't make that up.
There's
usually
not
have
a lot
these-
of black and white with it. It's
This is like a very, very real, like above my pay grade issue. That like this is like, frankly, I'm like, you need to talk to a real therapist about this.
Yeah.
Like, this is because these are real issues that people face every
I don't even,
day,
like,
and financial stuff
know how to, like,
splits up
put an opinion on it
relationships
because it's just so-
constantly.
Yeah.
Because it is tricky, and because
Tricky.
like, we are in a situation where she's absolutely in the right. And it's like, your partner sees money so differently.
It's
than
tricky.
you, and like you got to work that out. That's tough. Yeah, wow, interesting.
Yeah.
I'm very curious for takes in the comments. OP did not respond to any comments, but I'm sure they hopefully took a lot of that advice. And
Damn.
Yeah. Wow,
Wow.
that's a fascinating one.
Yeah.
All right.
Fascinating.
Our next story. Am I the asshole for saying yes to my boyfriend's public proposal and then turning him down in private?
Oh.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Another real one.
oh
Yikes. Oh, cuddle up.
So this is a 26-year-old woman. So my boyfriend, who's 28, and I have been dating for about 3 years. Things have been good, but I've been clear that I'm not ready for marriage just yet. I've told him I need more time to feel comfortable with such a big step. Well, a few weeks ago, we went to a big party hosted by his family for his dad's 60th. I noticed that he was acting a little nervous, but didn't think much of it. Then, during the event, he got everyone's attention.
Oh.
Proposed.
Why would you do that if she told you she's not ready? She didn't have to do the nice thing and say yes in front of people. But she did.
Then, during the event, he got everyone's attention, got down on one knee, and proposed to me in front of all his friends and family. I was completely caught off guard and panicked. Now, I've heard stories about how rejecting someone in public can humiliate them, and I really didn't want to do that to him, especially in front of everyone he cares about. So I said yes in the moment. Everyone cheered, and he looked so happy. I felt horrible for misleading him, but I didn't know what else to do.
yeah.
After the party, on the car ride home, I told him privately and explained that while I love him, I'm not ready to get married yet, and that I only said yes to avoid embarrassing him in front of everyone. I thought being honest in private was the best thing to do. He got really upset and said I'd humiliated him even more because now he has to go back and tell everyone that we're not actually engaged. He said I should have just said no at the party if that's how I felt. I feel terrible that I've hurt him and put him in this position, but I also feel like he put me.
You didn't put him in any position. He put you in a very uncomfortable, humiliating situation when you already laid down the grounds that you weren't ready.
On the spot in front of everyone without considering my feelings. We've yet to tell his family or anyone, and they keep calling and texting to give their congrats, which is upsetting him even more. And I'm seeing videos his friends posted online of him getting on one knee, so it's pretty public now. So
Oh,
Reddit,
no.
am I the asshole? Should I have just said no in public, or was I right to spare him the embarrassment in the moment?
Okay, he put himself in that
Yes.
position
Yeah.
from not. All
Listening.
my friends who have gotten engaged have had so many conversations. Are we getting married? Let's get engaged. Great. And then it just becomes, how will I surprise you with me proposing to you?
What
Because
are
we're
the
already
boundaries?
deciding to get married.
Yes, but it's
Yes.
also, I think, especially with a moment that is a huge moment in your life, like an engagement. I think it's important to like know what your partner wants or doesn't want.
Yeah.
And if you're not even like, it's just good to know. Like,
Yeah.
oh, like, yeah. But it sounds like she didn't even want an engagement that way. She just wasn't ready for that.
She wasn't
which
even
means
fully
they
ready.
were not even
Right.
communicating at the base level.
Yeah.
What this is.
Right.
This is like put your seatbelt on, talk it out.
Right.
This is your future.
Yeah, and we should be clear that at the beginning of this, she writes, things have been good, but I've been clear that I'm not ready for marriage just yet. So they have had relationship talks, and she has said, I'm not ready for marriage. So, you know, because as you said, like every couple who like gets married, that at least that we know, usually like basically agrees they're going to get married. And then it's like, okay, now the proposal, is a surprise, but, and some people even talk about like what they would want out of that.
Yeah, some people don't want it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But they have had the talks, and she says, I'm not ready.
What is hard about this, that I think it goes
Mans
back to like,
is
specifics
stupid.
of like you should really get even in the weeds with this, is like in the age of social media, there is no going back. Like everyone takes out their phone immediately. Like I think the person who is getting proposed to needs to consent to having people around at that proposal.
Yeah.
And like, because if you're not ready for that and you want to have a crucial conversation, that would have been the time, but everyone's phones are immediately out.
And you know, here's the thing. She was being considerate of him probably in that way where he's embarrassed that there's this video of him proposing to her going around everywhere, but videos of people getting denied a proposal go very
Super viral. Yeah.
And he would have been mad at her.
Yeah,
for
instantly
that.
Recording everything is
He was gonna get
crazy.
upset either way.
He
trapped her.
There was no situation where she's getting out of this.
There's no like respect anymore on like recording just random ass strangers in public. Like I even when I vlog like here and there and throughout like my YouTube career, like I always feel uncomfortable like in public, like if I accidentally get someone in the background or like something like that, like I don't ever want to do that to someone.
I'm trying to think of what I would do, because you say yes, you're humiliating him. You say no, you're humiliating him. So like you say yes and you take it back, you're humiliating him. You say no and you're humiliating him. So I'd be like, if you did that, I'd be like, oh my God, wait. I have to go to the bathroom. Come with me, I'm gonna barf.
So you get out of the zone.
I don't want to do this. We can't do this on camera.
All right.
I'd be like, come to the bathroom with me or something. I don't
That's
know.
good. Yeah.
But that requires, you are an improviser.
Yeah.
Most people are not.
You're so right. I'm just trying to think, how do you get him out of the room and everyone disarm without freaking him out?
Yeah. It was never going to be easy. She was doomed.
Intimidating to do it with his family.
This guy set himself up.
Yep.
He did.
And set her up.
Or he just wasn't really thinking and he kind of shut down because he knew. A lot of people, I think, are scared that
I believed her.
to actually critically think about it, because then they're going to have honest thoughts.
Right,
So
and
they
that's
shut
scary.
down and they go, oh, just do it.
It's ultimately such a red flag that they've had conversations and she said, I'm not ready for marriage.
And then he still did
didn't
it.
pay attention or completely disregarded it to this level.
And then brought it public.
That's major. She
You
also
played
maybe
yourself.
Not made it clear that she's not ready for marriage, but at the very least, we know from her writing that she is not telling him she wants to get married.
Exactly.
And if you
that's
don't
what
have that,
need.
yeah.
Yes.
Then end of story.
Not the asshole. He asked you publicly when you'd been clear that you're not ready for marriage yet. You were nice by not embarrassing him. Someone said, not the asshole. Also, he hijacked his father's birthday and made it about him and you. Not cool. Someone else said, not the asshole. This could have been written by me. If you see him as a future husband, then I'd recommend just having a long engagement instead of ending the engagement.
Yeah, that is
Usually
breakup
ending an engagement means the
material.
whole relationship is over, and him having to explain that you're not engaged but still together will raise a lot of questions. Not to mention, it'll be a black mark against you in the eyes of his family and friends. If, however, you don't see yourself marrying him at all, then call it quits now. He wants marriage. If you don't want it or don't want it with him,
That's a deal
then you
breaker.
have different ideas of the future. If you're not on board with ever marrying him, then it's just cruel to stay in a relationship with him. I told my now husband a few days after the engagement that while I absolutely saw myself marrying him, I wasn't ready yet now, and I told him I wanted a long engagement. He understood, and we were engaged for 9 years before we eventually got married. We've now been married for 7 years and have 2 kids. OP responded to this, saying, I guess you're right. I didn't want to admit it because I love him, but there are a few internal reasons why I hesitate to marry him. First, my parents do not really approve of him, and I know I'm a grown woman. I shouldn't care what they think, blah, blah, blah. And to be honest, they've sort of come around to him, but marriage is a big step, and I don't want to hear the whole, I don't want to see you make a decision you're going to regret talk. Also, I'm only admitting this because Reddit is anonymous, but I kind of want him to get his life together just a little bit before we get married. He doesn't have a stable job yet, and I don't want to be that naggy girlfriend, but I just want us to be financially stable before we tie the knot and possibly bring kids into the world. We could survive with my salary as a vet, but maybe it's selfish of me, but I would like to see him contribute a bit more to the pot as well so it doesn't feel like my money, but more our money. I don't know, maybe that's my own problem though.
I think that's very reasonable.
That's incredible. You're also allowed to just be like, I'm just not ready yet. I don't feel
Yeah.
ready
Right.
to marry this person. But finances are an absolutely huge thing for people, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I was going to pitch long engagement earlier, but I wasn't sure if it
Me
was
too.
kosher.
Yeah, that's completely
Because it
fine.
sounds like they're okay. Besides him doing this red flag moment, and then just kind of like not really getting it all
Yeah.
together just yet. But like outside of that, it seems like it might be okay. So maybe
Yeah.
just more time needs to pass.
For sure. She's doing the thing that happens a lot with these posts where she's like, I'm admitting this because this is an anonymous forum and I'm sharing all these honest thoughts. It's like, you need to share these honest thoughts with him. Like, you do need to tell him, like, these are my reasons why I'm not ready for marriage. Because if you don't share that, they might not change.
Right.
You can't expect change if you're not talking about it.
Right.
They can't read your mind.
Oof. Well, I don't think it's horrible,
No.
but it's interesting.
Yeah.
Our next one. Am I the asshole? My girlfriend got mad that I didn't defend her, but she was clearly in the wrong.
Oh,
These are stories where I'm like, dude.
This is great.
Let me know if you figure it out.
Had dinner with my girlfriend and some friends last night, and it got awkward fast. One of my friends called her out on something pretty mild, basically just saying she was being kind of rude to the waiter.
Oh.
She had an attitude the whole night, rolling her eyes and being snappy. I wasn't about to jump in and defend that, so I just kind of sat there. After we left, she went off on me, saying I should have had her back no matter what. I told her I'm not.
being rude to a waiter is automatically one of the worst things you can ever do. Like, I don't think I've ever like been out with somebody who was like just so blatantly rude to a waiter, but if I was, I would be mortified. Like, I worked at a restaurant for a little bit as a hostess, and like I saw that shit happening, but like I've never had it happen with someone like when I was out to dinner. Like, well, I guess I feel like grandparents sometimes, like when you go out to dinner with grandparents, they can be like, you know how grandparents be sometimes, but like, I don't know. If you're rude to a waiter, you fucking suck. You are scum of the earth.
I'm going to blindly defend someone when they're actually wrong, and now she's pissed, calling me disloyal. My take is,
Boomer
if you're
shit,
being
yeah.
rude, you should own it, not expect people to cover for you. But she says partners should be a team no matter what. Am I the asshole for not backing her up? Oh boy. I wasn't sure what being wrong was going to mean, but being rude to a waiter is
Rude
pretty
to a waiter
rough.
is so hard for me.
Yeah.
As someone who has been that waiter.
No, I can't stand someone being rude to a waiter, dude. That's a red flag I can't get past.
I've been pitched the like we need to be a team no matter what, and it's like that is a blanket statement which covers things that it shouldn't cover. Is usually like the
Yeah.
tactic of that statement, you know?
Sometimes wrong people say we have to be a team no matter what.
Yeah.
Sometimes people who are manipulative say we need to be
Yeah.
a team no matter
No,
what.
that's fully what like a criminal in a movie says.
Like a mob boss says that.
You're right.
Right.
That's
Before
like
he tells- yeah.
that's The Departed.
Literally.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know if teamwork is always
Right.
good.
Like you want to have your partner's back.
Right.
Like, you want to support your partner. You want to, work together. So, yes, of course. But when it's like, oh, you were just evil. You just quoted Satan. Then, like, I can't.
Yeah.
There has to be, like, reasonable human morals that are a part of that statement.
And don't you want honesty from your partner?
Right.
Like,
That's the team.
that's
Right.
the team,
Is
is
the true
sharpening each
feedback.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being like, hey, bad look, bud, with respect and good communication. But like,
Yeah. I still
have
love you. Nothing's wrong
yeah.
with bad look.
I have best friends that I love to death, and they're two sisters. And it's fun though. It's funny though, because sometimes when we get in arguments, they will always have each other's backs. And it's hard for me because I'm like, no matter what,
They were.
you guys are gonna gang up on me.
You're gonna fight against two
And-
people.
hate that.
And they don't intentionally do that. They love me so much, but it's just like having each other's back sometimes doesn't breed like a great environment. Because
No.
I mean, and they love me and it's fine, but growing up in high
You
school.
don't want your close, like your partner or your close friends, you don't want them to be yes men. You don't want them to just enable shitty behavior. Like you want a friend or a partner who's going to be like, "Hey, what the fuck was that?" You want to talk about that? Like that was weird. I had a close friend who was livid when she called me, told me something, and I mildly disagreed with her. Yeah, that's like, I feel like friendships and relationships, the best ones can have disagreements like that, unless it's something like a complete like moral disagreement that like you can't come to a conclusion on. But I feel like having little disagreements like that like strengthens a relationship, or like knowing that you can kind of like confront somebody a little bit and just be like, "Hey, that upset me," or like, "I didn't like that," or whatever, and knowing that you can have an honest conversation like that without it like blowing everything up.
School, it was like insane because then you'd go against the family,
Oh,
and you're
Jesus.
like, oh no. And I don't think anybody wants to just blindly be followed like that or
Oh, yeah.
blindly agree.
I mean, this person apparently.
yeah,
but,
but I just don't think it's a good look.
No, it's not.
But like if you only surround yourself, if you only want to surround yourself with people who are on your team no matter what, you're a fucking narcissist. Like that's just the thing. That's just how it is.
So the worst things that have ever happened in history come from like a group of people who are like, well, we're not going to call each other out on anything that's wrong, and we're all going to stand
Exactly.
in unison. No, that is how bad things happen.
And like now they have the wife that looked the other way or whatever.
Also,
Right.
she's talking about him being disloyal and not being a team member to him. It's like, you're not really being a team member when you're being an asshole in public, like next to your partner. Like,
Right.
you're being inconsiderate to the waiter. You're also being inconsiderate to just everyone. You're putting everyone in an awkward position.
True.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Be on my boat. I'm gonna sink it, but be on it.
The verdict was not official, but majority says not the asshole.
Okay.
Yeah. Comments, not the asshole. Supporting your partner doesn't mean blindly defending bad behavior. If she was being rude, it's reasonable not to take her side. A real partnership includes holding each other accountable, not just covering for each other no matter what. OP said, this is what I told her, but she doesn't seem to understand. Someone said, in my opinion, not the asshole. If she's always rude to waitstaff and those in the service industry, I'd personally walk away from the relationship. If it's just a one-off, everyone has a bad day. I don't view that as mild, and I would bring it up just like your friends did. So lastly, someone said, not the asshole. I generally agree with backing up your partner in public and correcting them in private. But since she was being rude to someone who was just doing their job, you did the right thing by not defending her. She can't expect not to be held accountable for her behavior. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this situation was going to be so different, but
Same.
no, rude to a waiter is like stereotypical.
It's instant.
That's stereotypical asshole behavior, man.
Yep.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
You can't.
For those of you at home, it's almost never the waiter's fault.
Yep.
The kitchen, maybe, for example, maybe the printer is malfunctioning and the mac and cheese didn't make it to the back, then it's no one's fault. These people are working hard. And I love you. That last part didn't have to do with the message.
And I love you.
Yeah.
I guess a debate now is, should he have called her out there at the table?
That I can understand.
Or was he in the right to wait until they're in private?
I will get behind if someone doesn't want to be called out in public. That's a vulnerable space to be in, especially as a couple. I used to, with my ex-boyfriend, I used to be like, I don't like to fight in front of people. It makes me uncomfortable. And that's a boundary for me. Like if we want to talk about something going on under the hood, I don't want to do it in front of people. It's just, and that's a boundary.
That's a personal boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm someone who's, I've said this, I'm afraid of confrontation, but I try to find ways of like, how can I like throw something out there without, like if I don't really think I've been in this situation before, but if I'm at a table with people and someone's being rude to a waiter, depends on how rude, right? Like maybe just mild rudeness where I'm like, okay, they're just in a bad mood and they're treating everyone this way. But I might try to throw something out of just like, oh man, it seems like they're understaffed today. Like just throw something out there to be like,
Yeah.
hey, like,
Hey, maybe
let's-
it's not
Give
the
them some
right-
grace.
let's consider other options here.
Yeah.
I think for me, it would be about how they're being rude to the waiter.
Yeah.
Because if they're being consistently rude to this waiter,
Yeah.
I would then be like, I need to stop this from continuing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, we're going to interact with them probably 5 more times tonight. So let's
Yeah.
be nice. You know, then I would probably be like, hey, we can talk about this later, but like, be nice.
I don't. I'm luckily not friends with anyone who's rude to wait
Yeah,
staff.
me either.
'cause
Same. Because
think
I don't like that. Like,
well,
that's,
also like so many of my friends have been
Been
wait
wait
Yes,
staff.
that's the thing. Is like especially in LA, everyone has.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
can't really fathom it.
right.
Yeah.
If I was with someone who was, they'd be kind of a stranger to me.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of a scarier situation. But
Oh, also, if you befriend your waiter, you often get free things or a discount
one time, so
or an enjoyable experience.
I've typically found that by just being chill and
You
not
get
doing
better
what some
treatment.
people do, things will work out.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's those like little finger trap things, right? Like the more
Yeah,
that you
you're-
get like upset,
the more
it's
you're
like, hey,
stuck.
things are not going to happen for you. It's
100%.
the
Yeah.
same with like airports. When it's like, yeah, if you yell at them enough, maybe
You
they'll
just
get
like the thing is people expect for some reason that like everything is going to always go perfectly, and then if it doesn't go perfectly they freak the fuck out. But it's just like shit happens. Even if like I don't know, your food comes out wrong or something, just like shit happens. People make mistakes. We're just human. You don't gotta like fucking be a dick about it, you know? Just go with the flow.
their spare airplane out. But
No.
it's like,
That's awesome.
there's an old tweet that's like,
That's
oh, they keep their
brilliant.
spare airplanes back there. If you yell at them,
you yell at them enough,
if you
they'll
yell at
take
a
it out.
low-level
You'll get a
worker.
ticket for
but
one of those.
so one time, Courtney and I were at a restaurant, and we were not being like, we weren't like being overtly nice. We were just chill.
You
and
were just being
when the waitress
regular,
came by, we
nice
were just like,
people.
hey, yeah, for sure. And like she at one point was like, I'm so sorry, things are taking so long. And it's like things were not taking long. We were just like, oh yeah, it's no problem. We're just hanging out, like whatever. And I think there was a table clearly where they were being assholes. And maybe she was doing this as a means of, maybe, I don't know, in retrospect. But she like kept coming by just being like, thank you guys so much for being so nice. And we kept being like, oh yeah, whatever, like we're chilling.
Oh no,
And
it's
then
it's
she
my
at one point-
stream. It's my internet. Let me wait to see if it comes back. Oh. Okay, I think we're back. We're back. Hit a little refresh. Make sure you caught up. Refresh. Rewind a little bit.
By, we're just like, hey, yeah, for sure. And like she at one point was like, I'm so sorry, things are taking so long. And it's like things were not taking long. We were just like, oh yeah, it's no problem. We're just hanging out, like whatever. And I think there was a table clearly where they were being assholes. And maybe she was doing this as a means of, maybe, I don't know, in retrospect. But she like kept coming by just being like, thank you guys so much for being so nice. And we kept being like, oh yeah, whatever, like we're chilling. And then she at one point, it was just like, what are you guys drinking? And we're just like, oh, we're drinking this. And then she literally just brings shots to us. And she's like, hey, let's do shots like together. And I'm like, we're like,
She's
okay.
like, that's table's fucking me up. Let's do shots.
And then later, and then she's like, you guys want dessert? And we're just like, oh, I think we're good, like whatever. And then she brings this huge fucking sundae to us. And we're just like, okay, like cool.
Yeah.
That feels like a fun table
And
situation.
I wondered, what I'm saying is I wonder if the table that was being assholes was nearby enough
she's like,
that she was just
"Let's
like,
party."
hey,
Yeah.
but we were just like, hey, we're just chilling. Like
Yeah.
she kept thanking us. And I'm like, we're not being nice. We're just
Being normal.
treating you like a human.
But that's rare.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, it's wild. Anyways, so our last story comes from Relationship Advice. This is written by OP is a 21-year-old woman.
That's our age.
A little
Drunkenly,
bit older.
drunkenly kissed a lifelong friend, 22-year-old man, at a party, and he told me he loved me. How do I approach this?
Uh-oh.
Oh my God! Jokingly kissed?
Drunkenly kissed.
Drunkenly.
Oh, it's like, ha!
And then after,
I love you. Okay. I mean, the title is pretty much it. James and I have been friends since 2nd grade. We have shared practically everything with each other. Been there for each other when no one else was. We tell each other, I love you pretty often. He is my family. I don't drink much, ever, and James had begged me to come with him to his friend's apartment for drinks and games. I decided to let loose, bad move on my part, and drank too much. He had a bit to drink as well, but not nearly as much. He saw I was warm and loopy, so he took me out for some fresh air. Honestly, this bit is pretty fuzzy. I just remember laughing and going to kiss his cheek like I would my mother, but it didn't end that way. I missed and kind of hit the corner of his mouth, and he took that as an invitation to really kiss me. We kind of made out, and... And then he told me he loved me, and I told him I loved him too, because that's what we always say. But he
Oh,
responded with something like,
no.
no, like, I am in love with you. And then
Oh,
I puked in a
no.
bush, and he took me home. Still quite embarrassed.
Superstar.
Still quite embarrassed about it. It has been a couple days and neither of us has brought it up. I am kind of confused about my feelings. I haven't really been in love before.
It
but I
is
do
like a
love
movie
him
scene.
And have always considered him my person. Am I being obtuse? How can I bring the topic up with him? Because I do want to discuss it once I figure myself out.
Okay.
Okay, so she's not like absolutely saying I'm not into him.
She's just like, I gotta figure this out.
I
gotta figure this out.
Yeah.
So then maybe she goes, I blacked out. What happened? No.
Oh.
That's a lie.
That's a
Yeah.
lie.
You shouldn't do
Yeah.
that.
shouldn't
Don't do
lie.
that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. What? Oh gosh, this is a tough spot to be in.
These stories are just some
These are
real
great.
dilemmas.
I think if she just says, "Hey, like, I'm pretty sure we made out last night or whatever night ago," I think we should take some time to think about it and just let it cook in our bodies.
Let it
and then
simmer.
Let's talk about it in 3 months.
I think you could, in a very delicate and respectful way, just be like, hey, like, I clocked all that. Like, the context was pretty wild. We were drinking. Like, I think I need to, like, sit on it with a sober mind.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And be like, it's just, we weren't grounded in reality. We
Yeah.
were drugged up. Like,
Right.
like we were on alcohol.
And if I'm him and I'm in this situation where you drink a little bit too much too, sounds like, I would probably be like, yeah, I don't take what I said. Like,
Yeah.
I drank way too much. That was a lot. I don't know what
Yeah.
was coming over me, but let's take some time to think about this.
Right.
Because then you can kind of like bring it back down to a grounded level and be
then
like, would we
just-
want to like hang out sometime? Do you want to go on a date sometime? Like,
Yeah.
you can kind of like, instead of being like, I'm in love with you, you can be like, hey, let's just see, like, are we interested in
Yeah, yeah.
what this is?
There's a way for this to recover if it needs to be just
Totally.
friends. They have the
Totally.
ability.
I think so.
Yeah.
Comments. He took care of you when you were drunk. Maybe it could work. You're both young, but it could be the greatest thing for you both. Good luck. OP said, it feels like a lot to put on the line for maybe, so I'm struggling with that, but thanks for your support. Someone said he almost guaranteed has had a crush on you for a long time, but sounds scared to say it.
Yeah.
You sound unsure, but maybe open. What I can say from my own perspective is give it a try. The friendship likely won't last if there is a romance stewing, and one of you will end up resenting the other or getting jealous when they start dating other people, and the friendship will fizzle out, or become a shell of what it is now. On the other hand, you may get a relationship with someone you already know and trust if you try to go for the romance. OP responded, I am slowly realizing that I am at the point of no return. This perspective is genuinely helpful. Makes me feel a little less dread. Someone said, I say you guys do a real kiss sober. You'll know if it's there or not. It most likely is for him. I can tell you that by just being a dude and what you wrote. See if it is for you. If it is, good luck. If it isn't, be honest with him, and hopefully you can make the friendship work and he can move on and stop wondering. And my advice is based on only if you've wondered about it yourself. If you 100% without a shred of a doubt know you are only into him as a friend and wouldn't want anything more, don't do what I said. If you've wondered but have been afraid to ruin the friendship, do what I said. Y'all gotta know or not, life's too fucking short. OP said, I won't lie and say I am not curious. I was pretty inebriated, but I was definitely into it. I guess I just lost all inhibitions, but I am not sure the alcohol was the only reason. I just worry about leading him on or giving him false hope. I care about him so much, I can't imagine hurting him like that. I'm not worried about my love life. I am just worried about forever altering our relationship. It affects people we love too. Our families are friends. Our mothers get brunch together every other week. Maybe I'm just putting too much pressure on this, but it really feels like a big deal. Seriously, thank you for this advice though. I do see now that something will inevitably change. Kind of stupid to try and hold off the inevitable.
It's not stupid. It's just
not stupid.
Change is scary, but this feels like it's got to happen. Either you got to get shit or get up to put.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be worked out. Also, there's something to be said about like a relationship that's lasted that long, a relationship like a friendship. You know, like that's lasted that long. If you know, you have you have a stronger ability to recover if it's like someone gets let down, as long as you have like a a healthy adult communication thing going on, where it's like if they do date and then it's like, you know what, this isn't really what I want, then you have like a nice breakup where you just like talk about it and like maybe someone's hurt, but like you have that structure that you can lean back on. So it's like
it kind of makes sense their age to me a little bit, because I remember believing that relationships, like things in life change, but relationships don't. Like you're my best friend for life and nothing's gonna change that. And then people move away and you're like, nothing's changing. We're still best friends. And I think like growing older, no matter what, relationships change.
But variables are gonna come into your life that are gonna alter relationships.
Yes, and if it's his feelings or a job or moving or anything like that, or their parents, it just feels like no matter what, this was coming. So you can't like drag your feet. You gotta just like.
And there's also the thing of like, hey, if you guys are really solid friends, like, it's okay to try something and see if you guys can still be friends afterwards. If he's a good person and you're a good person, it could be okay.
I also think like it might just be a lot of fear coming up that's in the way, and that's why sometimes people like to drink, to just silence that and just let your gut do it, whatever. Which is a scary situation to be in, because sometimes fear, I don't know. It just feels like she's living in the what if.
She's also saying like, oh, I'm afraid to dip my toes in the water. It's like, you guys have already jumped in.
Yeah.
Like, it's already there. Like,
your pants are wet.
you can't.
I totally
You
understand,
can't go back now.
You jumped in the shower with your clothes
a
on.
little bit in college, where it's just like, I don't want to shit where I eat. I don't want to like date people around. And like, sometimes you just get close to people and feelings happen, and you can't really be like, well, we got to go back.
Yeah.
Update.
I knew it.
They're in love. They have to be.
They're in love and they have
You think it worked out?
3.5 children.
There's no way.
Don't ask about the half.
Don't ask about the half. Don't.
On ABC.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm dying to know, please be in love. If they're not, I'm going to never believe in love.
We'll see.
This will determine everything.
Someone mentioned something about an update. I'm not sure if this is how it is meant to be done, so I don't know if anyone will ever see this, but this is how I am doing it. So we talked and I was honest. I have been way overthinking this and really just confusing myself more and more. I came to terms with the fact that I was truly very into the kiss and enjoyed the thought of kissing him even more when I was sober. So I told him that. But I also told him how nervous I have been about our relationship, because I have thought of him as someone who will be in my life forever since 6th grade, and I have never been lucky in love. The thought of us parting ways because our relationship goes south makes me feel legitimately ill, and I told him that too. I started off with the talking because he knew it was coming, and I could tell he was incredibly nervous. But he seemed to loosen up as I continued. He actually smiled a little. After I finished my speech, he said, "Can I say something cheesy but true?" And I naturally replied with yes. He told me that he has loved me since middle school and that he never thought it would get this far. I am still utterly shocked by this. I seriously have never known. I was getting all flustered and shy because of a man I have literally shared everything with, which is bonkers. When I am with him, I am the most unapologetic version of myself, but he had me blushing. That pretty much solidified it for me. The only thing left to discuss was how to move forward, and he took the initiative and asked what it was that I wanted to do about this. I had been thinking about this for a day or so since unraveling how I felt about him. I suggested that we go on a real date, not just a hangout, if he would be okay with that. I understand that at this point, he is much deeper into this than I am, so I don't want to do anything to hurt him. But committing super hard would be a lie on my end, and this feels necessary to explore. Honestly, it is a possibility that he could find out that I was better in his head or something. Anyway, he agreed, and we are giving it a shot. I am very happy, and he seems to be as well. He was absolutely grinning once I offered up the date idea. He was tickled that I asked him out. It was very cute.
Tickled.
So thank you to everyone for your suggestions and support. It was surprisingly helpful. This post was more like a diary entry than anything else, and reading it back is kind of cringe, but I am grateful nonetheless. If anyone is reading this, have a great day.
Wow. That's beautiful.
And at the end, she says, this is going to be totally Sigma.
Frolicking, skipping all the way home.
Very smart person. The way that she was like, I don't want to lead him on. I need to do these kinds of steps. And it's like, wow, how about that?
Yeah, very, very good.
Wow, love's real.
That was awesome.
Sleep
love is real.
so good tonight now.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad we ended on that note.
Yeah.
They can deal with their finances later.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was one of the most interesting episodes I think we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the most complicated, like, gray area story.
I don't know if we'll
Yeah.
finish a full other episode, but we'll start another one. What should we watch? Let's watch one with Courtney.
Welcome to Reddit Stories. I'm
Courtney and Shane
And today's theme is all
are married, by the way.
About
This is who I had a dream. I had a dream that I was in a throuple with Courtney and Shane one time. That's who they are. This is who they are.
and I'm joined by two people who I plan on getting revenge on.
Wait,
Chance and Courtney.
Revenge?
What did I do?
What did I do? Welcome to Reddit Stories. I'm gonna get revenge.
hell yeah.
Okay, well, there's now why I need to get revenge, because you just did that.
Welcome to Reddit.
Okay, you guys are
Welcome
giving
to
me the
Reddit.
reasons.
Shane.
Welcome
You guys are
to
giving me the
Reddit
reasons.
Stories. My name is Shane Tap.
I love Angela.
I took it too far.
It's okay.
I do sound
Buff
like that.
Shane.
It's time for some revenge. How do we feel about revenge in general? Like, I think it's very entertaining to listen to stories of
do
revenge.
not like revenge.
I'm not someone who seeks revenge.
Yeah, I don't participate in it, but we'll watch.
Yeah.
I like.
It's an entertaining trope.
Here's what I like: is karmic justice.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Like when you're not putting the intention into the revenge just kind of happens.
Well,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of times though where I think people go, oh,
Yeah,
that's
Shane and
karmic.
Courtney they've like been on Smosh together for many, many years. They like started at the same time there. And they, after a few years, started dating, but they kept it secret. And then they didn't reveal it until they got married. And then they just dropped their wedding photos and they were like, yeah, we're married. I love when they surprised him for a college graduation. Yeah, that's cute. Cause Shane was homeschooled or something for like, I don't know if it was his whole school time or whatever. So he never like had a graduation. So they gave him a college graduation. How freaking cute. How cute is that? Sorry, I don't know what that was.
And I was like, no, that's just the natural progression of events from making a bad choice to that. But I agree.
It's the whole rotting fruit will fall on its own.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never heard that.
It's the long game. Revenge is doing your best, and if somebody else that hurt you falls,
I think
whoopsie-doopsie.
that's a take I have on revenge, which is especially if someone wrongs you and you spend a lot of energy and effort in getting revenge on them, I'm like, all I think it signals is that you are still hyper focused on them.
Yeah.
On someone who doesn't care about you and has disrespected you. I'm like, the best thing you can do is just focus
Move
on
on.
yourself.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
That's
we shall
true.
see. Maybe we'll change our minds today.
Oh yeah, let's see. All right, our first story comes from Petty Revenge. Cab driver rips me to shreds, thinking I can't understand him, but I can.
Oh,
Classic. Classic. Obligatory, this happened several years ago. A few months after I moved to Chicago, I had moved there from Romania, where I'd been living and going to school. Love Romania, people are great, drop what you're doing and visit. Anyway, while I was there, due to my living situation, I had to learn the language fast and thoroughly. Not many people around me spoke English outside of the uni I was at. So fast forward to the few months after I arrived in Chicago. Imagine my surprise when the driver of the Uber I had ordered appeared to have a Romanian name. The area had a lot of Eastern Europeans, so I guess it shouldn't have been so surprising. I was really excited to talk to him and make sure I wasn't getting rusty. Maybe make a friend. Up pulls the guy, I get in, he greets me, but he appears to be on the phone with a buddy/family member, so I just sit quietly in the back, listening in a bit. The person on the other end asks if the driver is getting off work soon. He responded with something like the following. No, I still have a few hours left, then I'll go home. Right now I have someone in the car. God, I hate this country. The women here are so fat and ugly. At least this one has a nice chest, but why can't she lose some weight? And he goes on and on about all the problems with me and other American women. Now, I've always been a bit on the chonky side, and you best believe the Romanians love to comment on it, so I was used to it. But I was a bit shocked that this guy was going off like that. Anyway, I'm just kind of sitting bemused in the back seat as we near my destination. Then I tell him, in Romanian, with all my might trying to pull off the distinct accent of the region I'd been living in, can you just pull over there on the right? I swear this guy's head did the Exorcist girl's head, and he turned a shade of red I have seen nowhere else
That's
in nature.
amazing.
He didn't say anything, just pulled over. When I got out, I said thanks and added, "You're not attractive and you're also fat, so maybe you shouldn't make comments like that." I have never again reached such levels of self-pride.
That I changed my
That's
mind
true,
about
Marilyn.
revenge.
See,
That's not even revenge.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
just, like,
say that's
immediate,
that's
yeah.
not revenge.
No.
That's the situation that he
Yeah.
put himself in.
Yes.
She informed him of the reality of the
Yeah.
situation.
Yes.
Yeah, love that.
She was in full, she was right all the way.
That's retaliation.
Yeah, it's such a power that people who speak multiple languages have, is you probably end up hearing people talk shit when they don't know.
Yeah, one time, so I know a little bit of Spanish. One time my family was doing a trip to Florida, and we got in an elevator, and I heard this group of people call my family ugly in Spanish.
Oh.
But I was like 13, so I didn't say anything.
And they also
Oh.
said it in English, so it
Yeah,
was-
they're like,
They really wanted us to know.
ugly bitches.
Have you seen those headphones that they have now?
that automatically translate.
I want to try them. Challenge Pit, we tried the headphones.
That's the whole title.
Challenge Pit, we tried
Got
the
the
headphones.
headphones.
I'm just someone who assumes a lot of things about people. I assume people understand. I would, if I was in another country, or when I've been in other countries, I'm not talking trash because I'm like to be fair, also with English, like it's just such a widely spoken language. I assume people know it a lot of times.
You assume everyone knows English?
Wow.
I'm not offended
You heard
if-
it here. Shane Top assumes everyone knows English.
Just kidding.
To be fair, there's a lot of countries that like they will require like 12 years of a language to graduate a school, including like English. But
Like when I was in Japan, it's just like, oh, a lot of people just spoke English, like more than you realize do. So this guy being Romanian probably just thought, what are the
nobody knows
chances?
Romanian, yeah.
There she was. Comments. I live for this brand of revenge. People shouldn't assume they're safe to talk shit just because it's not in English.
Or people should just not talk shit.
Don't talk shit.
Don't talk shit.
Stop talking
Don't
shit,
talk
bruh.
shit, man.
Also, it's not even petty revenge. This isn't even petty revenge. Nothing petty about what happened.
I don't think it's
Nothing.
revenge of any sort. I
No.
think. Yeah. Someone else said, this hits home for me. I'm a middle-aged white American who looks very much like my Irish ancestors, but I'm also fluent in Spanish and Haitian Creole. I'm a social worker, so I interview families nearly every day, and one thing I look for is a form of domestic violence called coercive control. Sometimes you'll have one partner who is fluent in English and uses that to control the other partner, and when I suspect that, I'll only speak in English and listen to what the couple says to each other while I look on pretending I don't understand.
Ooh.
Then just a few minutes before I leave, I'll start speaking their language and watch their faces as they realize I understood them. This makes future visits much more productive.
Okay.
Someone said aunt-in-law worked in a place for years, and the Japanese women there talked shit about her behind her back / in Japanese for years. At her retirement, she gave her farewell address in very fluent Japanese. One might imagine there was some loss of face with compound interest.
Yeah, that's
awesome. To let that go on for years,
That's revenge.
That goes into revenge. 'Cause it's like,
Yeah.
okay, you're withholding it for a long time on purpose, but it's also delicious.
delicious. Like The Prestige.
The Prestige.
You guys know that movie with
It's so good.
Christopher Nolan and Christian
Christian
Bale.
Bale,
Did you just
Michael
pull an
Caine.
Amanda?
Christian Nolan?
No. Referencing a movie and saying the actors in the movie.
Oh, yes.
All right, our next revenge.
Popping in to say, as soon as I made vanilla and had you guys have one combo, she was like, I want to be friends with Mrizz. Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go.
This comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for rejecting a girl as revenge?
Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
Interesting.
As revenge.
So to start off, maybe, it was a bit petty of me, to be honest. Anyway, I asked this girl Clara out on a date about a year ago. I was a completely different person then, and she turned me down. It stung like hell, but it did encourage me to better myself. Since then, I've gotten in better shape, became more confident, and generally I've had more luck with girls. I still never forgot what made me improve though, and that will always be a shitty memory. Me and a few friends I've made since last year went out to a gathering. I'm still fairly new in their circle, and surprise, Clara was there. I think she recognized me, but I wasn't sure. Me and her hit it off, and at the end of the night, we had a date planned. The date went pretty well, and we went on our second one last Friday. After this, I went home and thought about where to go next, and I realized I couldn't really forgive her. So she hit me up asking if we were going out again, and I sort of made a joke of it, blew it off, and put her on mute. I haven't responded since then, and our mutual friends say she's been pretty upset since she gets attached to people quickly, but the revenge I got was so sweet. But maybe I was an asshole, though. What does Reddit think?
Huh, this is complicated.
Yeah, because like, I think what he said was right. It was a shitty memory, not a shitty person. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if he maybe didn't reference the person like maybe she said no, I don't want to date you because you're ugly. Ha ha.
It's also like,
But he didn't say that. I think he
didn't
would
say that.
say that if she was like,
Right.
and that turning you down wouldn't be the shitty thing. It'd be like she made this comment. But he doesn't reference anything. He just says, yeah, she turned me down and it stung.
Yeah.
Getting turned down stings, but that's a situation where you get hurt, but the person didn't do anything wrong.
they didn't do anything wrong. And then he goes and improves himself, quote unquote, like he improves himself, is what he said. And then she's like, well, now I'm interested. Which is a fair thing because he's a different person now.
But also, she might have turned him down because she didn't know him that well. And now that
true.
here they are
Yeah.
talking, they hit it off. My thought is, okay, you're also like, who is this revenge on?
Yeah.
Is it on yourself? You're saying you're hitting it off. You're on a third date. It's actually going
Yeah.
well. And you're going, it'll be better to just make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's the
what
thing.
if that was the one? Are you gonna still be laughing when you're
Yeah,
like
but I don't think he
alone
was-
at 40?
he couldn't get over it.
I don't
and-
think this counts as this doesn't count as revenge to me
No.
because she didn't purposefully hurt him, but he's purposefully hurting her.
Yeah.
So actually, you're
Exactly.
the bad guy here. I think
Yeah.
he is the asshole because you're the asshole because you are purposefully making an action to make someone feel bad. That is an asshole move. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
That's almost all revenge, though.
right, but revenge is.
It's you make me
unquote,
feel bad.
It's quote unquote fine if someone truly like went out of their way to wrong you.
Yeah.
That's why I also don't think revenge is. I'm a revenge person. I'm a person of what will make that person realize the wrongs of their ways.
Yeah.
Right. If you can do something and they go, oh my God,
right.
I now see how I was being shitty. Then okay, but if you're just doing something to hurt someone, what's it
Yeah.
gonna do?
Like she didn't do
besides
anything.
Schadenfreude.
She didn't do anything malicious, and like
It's
I like what you
11:11.
said about her probably saying no just because she didn't know him. Like so many times in my life, it didn't matter how attractive the person was, I was too nervous.
For
I
me.
didn't know them, so I just said no out of anxiety.
Now it's 11:12.
Like it's. I think it doesn't feel. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Is it was like his type of retaliation. Like he technically got a revenge body, even though he was never in a relationship with this
Yeah.
person. If he got into better shape and like got more confident and stuff. It's just like I just picture him like he's gonna be alone in bed and be like, haha, got her.
On 420, at 420, I was with my friends smoking on the patio. And yes, we took a hit.
And look at the empty other side of his bed and then turn out the
Yeah.
light. Like, you're alone. Good job.
I think it's weird. I'm just like, okay, man. Like you went on 3 days. It's also not equivalent. It's like if you really wanted.
But what did he do back? He just
He went on 2 dates with her, and then in talking about the third date, he ghosts her. And I'm like,
Why?
what you're doing is not equivalent to what she did.
Yeah.
She turned you down, but you're doing this
Like doing this whole
elaborate thing.
scheme.
and did he even
But he
say
wasn't
anything?
doing. I don't
like,
think he was doing it on purpose, right?
He says he realized
he couldn't forgive her. He realized he couldn't forgive her, and he says he made a joke about the date and then put her on mute. So he didn't even like go, "I'm rejecting you because you rejected me years ago." Haha. He didn't do that. It's like, so
I have
she
a
doesn't even.
question.
She's not even privy to.
Does he owe her that?
No, he doesn't. He didn't have to go out with her. He could decide, oh, I'm actually. But I also think he's an asshole for his wording of things.
Yeah.
Forgive her.
Yeah.
You
She
don't-
didn't do
like,
anything.
She didn't wrong
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Like I don't like this rhetoric that he's giving of
placing
like
blame.
a woman turning me down means she's a bad person. It's like,
Right.
no, that's within her rights.
Yeah.
And you don't know why she turned you down. You're
Yeah.
not giving us that context. So we have to assume it could have been for any reason.
Yeah.
She maybe just wasn't in the zone to date at the time, maybe for whatever. But you're talking about it like she's a piece of shit for
Yeah.
turning me down. It's like,
She doesn't know you anything.
I don't like that, man. I don't like that.
But maybe now that he, in his head, which is fucked up too, he's like, now I'm hotter, now she wants me.
Yeah.
That's his mindset.
That's his mindset.
That's the reality he's living in.
Yes.
That's not the reality that might be happening. The verdict was asshole, which I
Yeah.
think is completely fair. Comments, you're the asshole. Revenge for what? Do you think she had some obligation to go on a date with you just because you asked? Not only that, but you organized a date, then flaked and ghosted her? Damn, man. That isn't just an asshole. That's like a post very hot curry level of being a raging asshole.
Oh, curry.
Damn. You're the
Oh, ew, it's a hot poop that they just described. I was like,
Yeah.
You were like,
curry.
yummy.
Hot.
delicious. Someone else said, you're the asshole. She wasn't attracted to you then. You've changed. She is attracted to you now, or has learned to see beyond looks and is attracted to you as a person. Nobody is obliged to go out with someone just because they have a good personality. Looks matter, and first impressions are often made with looks. Someone else said, you're the asshole. A girl turning you down is not revenge worthy. It's entitled of you to think she wasn't allowed to say no to you without repercussions.
Yep.
By all means, turn her down now if you aren't attracted to her, but do it properly. Don't ghost her and don't act as if rejecting her is some major win for you.
Period.
I think, you know what I think would have been fair is if he was hung up on, you know, she turned me down then, I did this, I look different now, and now she's dating me. Is this just a looks thing? Like, I don't know how I feel about this. You could talk to her about that.
Yeah,
You'd be
that's
like,
what I was
you know what?
thinking
There's something
too.
I'm a little hung up on.
Yeah.
You turned me down a year ago. Now we're hanging out. This is our third date.
What was
is
the
different?
reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what is different? And that, if someone said they were going to do that, I'd be like, you're within your rights to do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you a bad person. But ghosting someone for this, I'm like, what are you getting out of this?
Yeah.
And he's not obligated to go on another date with her by any means. Same as she was never obligated for the first one.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So you know.
And it would also been fine if he just was like, I'm hung up on this. I can't get over this. But the way he's wording it, I'm like, no, you're coming
Yeah.
from a weird place. I think it's clear she dodged a bullet. His viewpoint on their dynamic.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and
It's
just
weird.
holding on to that for such a long time, and like, you know, it's okay to feel hurt that someone rejected you, but also like at the same time, you shouldn't be like rejection sucks, but that doesn't make a person a bad person, like these comments are
Totally.
saying. So like, if that fueled you to improve your own life and your health, that's great, but then you just shouldn't see her as an enemy in any way, because that's that type of guy that can just view women as an enemy because they aren't
It's
saying yes to him or whatever.
I think it is a lot that he is so hung up on it when this isn't someone he knows really well.
Yeah.
This is not, he has clarified like, oh, they're hitting it off now. This is their third date. But this is not someone it's not like, oh, we were
No.
friends for a long time, or like we're really close, so the heartbreak might hit more.
Yeah.
He's like, I asked this girl, Clara, out on a date about a year
this
ago.
girl.
Like, this is some,
Yeah.
and then he's that hung up on it. I'm like, it honestly makes me, look, I'm just vamping a little bit here.
Okay.
Okay, go off,
He's talking
King.
about how he's had so much luck with women since then. I'm like, I'm questioning that. Like,
Yeah.
if you are actually out and having success in the dating scene, but you are still so hung up on this person, I'm like,
And
come on,
anyone who
move-
says I've
frankly,
had
move on.
so much luck with women, it's like luck with women sounds like you sleep with a lot of people, not you're dating a lot
Right,
of people.
'cause
Not
you
you're in a
had-
lot of healthy
yeah.
relationships with a lot
Because
of
you're not in a
women.
relationship.
It sounds like
yeah.
maybe he's done some work on himself. Like he's gotten into some shape. Maybe he's, I don't know, some things, but
Yeah, I
there's
feel
some
like
work that-
asking for an explanation would
next.
be like, that wouldn't be like an asshole thing to do. But the way he went about it was not the best thing he could have done.
story. This comes from Petty Revenge. Mock me for not going to a strip club? Wait until your wife finds out.
Oh.
Oh.
Let's go.
This sounds like revenge. This
But
sounds like revenge.
I'm gonna say early. Snitches get
let's go.
stitches.
Okay. A bit of a backstory, but it makes the revenge even better. I've worked in software sales for the bulk of my career. About 10 years ago, my company was hosting its annual user conference in Las Vegas. As a sales guy, I pretty much had carte blanche on expenses as long as it involved clients. Expensive dinners, drinks, tables at clubs, etc. The only unbreakable rule was we couldn't pay for strippers. Having been in the industry long enough, I realized what guys would do to get around this. It was common for them to explain to a manager at a strip club, and then they would have the girls' tips added to the bottle service. Even with that in place, I never thought it was a good idea to play that game, nor did I think it was a good idea to go to a strip club with clients. It was never a good look in my mind. I was roughly 27 or 28 at the time, and one of the older guys, late 40s, Jim, was the typical sleazy sales guy. He would tell half-truths to prospects, overcharge them, oversell, etc. The type that creates a hassle for the services and implementation teams, but he still got paid, so he didn't care. And when he got to Vegas, Jim would go crazy entertaining clients and himself. Sometimes he would go to dinner by himself, but say some senior VP was with him, and he also abused the stripper loophole. One of the reasons he tried to get a group to the strip club each night was that he had a very conservative wife. She made the kids go to a local Christian school, and the family went to church every Sunday. She hated the annual trips to Vegas, to the point he would tell stories that he wasn't allowed to bring his suitcase in the house. He had to leave it in the garage where the laundry room was, and she would wash his clothes and then sanitize the washing machine. On the last night of the conference, he organized a shuttle from one of the big strip clubs to pick up a group. There were some open seats he was trying to fill to meet the minimum commitment for free entry to the club. Jim saw me speaking to a client and invited us, but I declined. He started mocking me about being scared of pretty ladies, or that I would probably nut the first time one of them touched me, etc.
Whoa.
This would have normally not bothered me, but he did it in front of my client. I stated, I don't want to go because I don't think it's professional. He left, I bought my client another round, and we joked about the douchebag. Then I was on my own and decided to walk the strip a bit and head to bed early due to an early morning flight. If you've ever been to Vegas, there are people on the sidewalk handing out cards that are essentially ads for escorts. They legally can't speak to you, so they slap the cards on their hands to get your attention. After a few drinks, I started taking a few. Fast forward to the next morning when Jim and I were sitting in the airport waiting for our flight. He had stayed out till 3 or 4 a.m. and was a complete mess and totally hungover. I was 100% and enjoying his condition. At one point, he went to the bathroom and asked me to watch his bag. When he was out of sight, I added those escort cards in his bag. When his wife went to do her laundry routine when he got home, she was not happy. She didn't believe in divorce, but they were suddenly going to church 3 times a week and had a weekly counseling session with their pastor. This also led to Jim dropping out of his weekly golf league. He was telling us all the story at the office looking for sympathy, and he swore he never took those cards, but couldn't remember since he was so drunk.
Whoa.
Whoa, this is interesting because Jim is an asshole. I hate him. Like,
Jim sounds pretty awful. So this is... It seems like the story is inferring that the wife is already well aware that Jim is a piece of shit and is doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
That she's like, leave the bag out in the garage and we're gonna wash all your clothes, then I'm gonna sanitize the washing machine. It seems like the context clues say that she's like, I know you're messing around. And don't bring that sin into the house.
also like, I know you're going to the strip club.
Right.
It's not, I know you're going home with an escort.
That.
Yeah.
Which is where the line gets a little tricky because I'm like, oh, he kind of framed him for something that he didn't do.
Right.
Which I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird too. You probably should. Also, it's not your, get out of his business. Like, you might not like Jim, but it's not, you're not an arbiter of justice here. You're not f***ing Batman. Like.
I thought he was gonna report, like, the shenanigans to, like, the boss man. I didn't realize he was gonna, like, affect the marriage, which
Like,
I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
You did it, dude. Like,
yeah, he doesn't know him well.
Because he's not saying he's,
I mean,
like,
he does,
much
but
better.
and it does sound like she knows things are going on.
The story makes me think that. Now,
It's at least that she knows that he's going to the strip club, and she's like, if you're going to the strip club, I'm gonna wash your clothes outside and then sanitize everything.
yeah.
If you're sleeping with someone, that's something different.
Yes.
That she apparently is not okay with.
Based on even just reading the story, though, Jim has cheated on her for sure. Come on.
Probably.
Jim is like, he's like a play from the 1940s. Like, he's just like, dude.
I wonder if the story's real because how did he know that Jim's wife found everything and like all this stuff?
It could also be heavily
He was telling
exaggerated.
the story at work looking for something.
He was saying that Jim is spouting all this stuff at work, and that seems very possible. They're like, a lot of these types of dudes are, it's so funny. 50 to like 60-year-old dudes will just tell you
anything.
everything.
Anything.
Well, they'll tell dudes everything.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just start spouting off.
Yeah.
So I actually believe that he is telling them all this. It also sounds like this is a little pent up and that he's hated Jim for a long time.
Yes.
So he's finally got a chance to just kind of fuck over Jim. Jim's probably disrespecting him on a daily basis.
Yeah.
What is this line of work?
Yeah,
Finance.
sales, software sales.
Software sales. Dang, computer nerds get freaky.
Actually, yeah, I think they do.
You're right.
I do feel this is the thing that's tough though, is like he's getting revenge on Jim, but he's also kind of he's affecting Jim's wife.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
That's what sucks here is you're actually probably who you hurt the most
Is
is
the
Jim's
wife.
Yeah.
Because Jim doesn't seem like he gives a shit.
Well, yeah. Well, Jim hurt Jim's wife the most.
Yeah.
That's also fair.
Yeah.
Yes, Jim is hurting Jim's wife, but it's like, what are you really doing here as an exterior force?
Yep.
It feels like there's a lot of behavior here that should just actually be brought up to the boss. Or
That's what I was expecting. I was like,
boss over. That makes more sense. You are at this job with this coworker, and that's like an HR type of thing. That's something that can be solved. You're not involved with the wife at all, or you shouldn't be.
Yeah. Comments here. Someone said, beautiful. Did it occur to Jim to be more respectful of his wife and employers? Of course not. Someone said, not so sure it's petty revenge, but it sure as hell is revenge. Yeah, this is a little bit more of like, that's a little more nuclear.
Yeah.
If you're impacting a marriage, that's not petty.
it literally is
that's
like,
not petty.
Jim called me a pussy. I'm gonna ruin his marriage. Like, it is kind of.
You know what this makes me think of? When I was a kid, my family would go to Vegas.
And you went to the strip club.
And I was a kid. I've never been to a strip club.
I've never been to a strip club either.
Same.
Oh my God, should we go to a strip club, you guys?
Cut the camera. We're going.
There's a strip club, bitch. Yeah.
Bring him in.
But I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to think of what age I was.
The chair
I know I
shoulders
was
were his shoulders.
Definitely a kid.
The chair corners.
But
That's
they
funny.
would hand me those cards, and I was stoked.
That's messed up.
Because
You were stoked.
I love trading cards, and also naked ladies.
Escort trading cards is so
I think it'd be
funny.
epic to make
That's
a
a
game out of it.
Like, I love
Attack.
Look at that
Plus
curly
three,
leg.
yeah. I play Cindy.
That's
I play Candy. No. Sparkle.
That's incredible.
They were epic looking.
Yeah.
They're like
Even with the
censored
cards.
I've
too.
never
They're
seen
like-
them.
They're crazy.
They never hand them to me. Why not?
You have to be. Fun fact: you have.
I
to
don't
be
know
on
how
the
to
right
hold
side
all
of
of
the
these at
strip, too.
once.
They can't pass them out on the side with the Bellagio and stuff.
Hold on. There's one more. They're done. Yay. Little babies. I have yarn hair in my mouth. I think I got it. My babies. Actually, they're not mine. I will be shipping these off soon. I need to open a P.O. box first. I'm going to try to remember to do that. Maybe on Monday. And then I'm going to ship them off to the giveaway winners. Woohoo! So yeah, that's gonna be it. It's late. I gotta go to bed. But I am planning on streaming tomorrow afternoon. And I think we're gonna be playing Tomodachi Life. I don't know exactly what time, but sometime in the afternoon. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for hanging out, guys. It was a very fun little night. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.